Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's Cataclysm of Hyrule campaign. I am the creator and GM of the campaign, Puck Finn. For everyone joining us tonight, welcome. Before we get started tonight, we're going to go over some beginning announcements and things of that nature. But addressing the elephant in the room, today is the second consecutive week that we are doing a campaign session. Normally, we do a bi-weekly campaign, but due to upcoming schedule conflicts, we kind of shifted things. So rather than give 2 consecutive weeks of chat sessions where we would be struggling for topics to talk about for 2 weeks straight without a campaign session in between it, we are doing two back-to-back campaign sessions. So next week will be a chat session, and then we will continue on with our regular rotation beyond that. So an announcement was made on our Discord server last week, as well as a reminder message sent out today. So for those who are not on our Discord server, that leads me right into our first point of discussion, which is get on our Discord server. Our Discord server is where everything happens outside of the campaign. It's where any communication or anything like that happens while we are not broadcasting. We have a number of channels, including chat channels, meme channels, loot channels, and all sorts of great and fun stuff. But aside from the awesome channels that we have on there, more importantly, we have an awesome, growing, budding community. So if you would like to be part of that and you are not yet, you can follow the link in our link tree, which is currently found in our on our Twitch chat, but can also be found on our Twitch page as well. So if you are watching this, yeah, you can be found. It can be found any number of places, but yeah, the link tree. What we have in our link tree is we have a number of important links. We have the link to our Discord server. We have the link to our Cataclysm of Hyrule YouTube channel, which is where all of our campaign sessions, including this one, get posted. They get posted as quickly as possible. Most likely this session will be posted either late Thursday or possibly even Friday, given my personal upcoming work schedule. But sometimes it gets posted quicker. It really depends on a number of factors, but we do try to get it up as quickly as possible. On top of our Facebook page and the link to our Discord and our YouTube channel, we have a number of other links that are worth checking out. Typically, I go through those links in a little bit more finer detail during our chat sessions, but it is a bit time consuming because we have so many links on there. So we don't usually go through them during our campaign sessions. So recapping and then introduction to the party. So God, it's only been a week, but goddamn. So last week we spent a little bit of time in the Yiga tunnels. Before leaving the Yiga tunnels, we learned a little bit more about the mechanics of how it works, specifically the barrier that was between the water temple and the Yiga tunnel. We learned that its dispelling effect only worked in one direction, and we learned that at the sacrificing of a blink dog. So yeah. So once we returned to Zora's Domain, our party exited the temple and were rather quickly greeted by Noran, who was reintroduced to our new larger 6-person party, including 2 traveling NPCs. One of which it was the thumbnail for last week's episode, Princess Ruto, who is currently hiding her appearance, because even though a number of things have happened to Princess Ruto, and I'm not going to go into those finer details right here and now, but to quickly summarize, she is no longer, she's back to herself. She's no longer possessed by a corruption. That corruption has yet to be found once again, if at all possible. But as Princess Ruto went through the barrier down to the Yi tunnels, that's when the two got separated. Beyond that, so she's wearing a Khitan mask as well as a hood. So if you look at the thumbnail for last week's episode, you will see that is Princess Ruto. And if you look very closely, you can see that I have also put into it, like you can see her eyes and smile beneath the Khitan mask, which just kind of like gives it that little extra that I like to do. So there's a number of things that can potentially go on tonight, but I will not even begin to speculate the direction a Khitan mask or the Keaton. It's the Khitan mask. It's the wolf, the fox mask. Yeah. So you know what? Delving into the Khitan mask as well as the other masks is a great topic for our broadcast next week, because what is going on with the masks and how they function and how they tie into the Happy Mask Salesman is a very extensive mechanic. So, oh wait, he means, is it just random meaningless Khitan mask or the Happy Mask Khitan mask? Oh, okay. It is the Happy Mask. It is the mask that the Happy Mask Salesman is seeking collection of, one of the many side quests of the campaign. So it is the Happy Mask Salesman's magical Khitan mask, and not only that, but it is in its fully augmented state, I believe. Yeah. So it has additional magical properties tied to it as well, which again we can talk about next week. But yes, the mask itself is currently in possession of Princess Ruto, as she can help obscure her face because she is still undead. Her wounds have been healed, but her state of being is still undead. So she is rather uncomfortable with who she is and her state of being, and we will see how that progresses as the campaign continues, possibly. But right now, she is cloaked and obscured and rather uncomfortable with herself at the moment. As well as learning everything that's kind of going on. She learned about the passing of her father. She learned about her extensive family that she never knew she had, as well as a number of things. So, before I delve too much into anything else tonight, I'm going to take you over, and we're going to go over introductions, and and we'll get the ball rolling. All right. I gotta get let me see if I can add a gully picture in here. All right, so first beneath me, we have Lido. How you doing, my friend? This is gonna get a little wonky for a sec, so bear with me on this. As I scoot Gully over here. All right, there we go. All right. I believe you are muted, my friend. There we go. Welcome, Lido. How you doing today? Yes. Oh,
I'm doing good. I hope everybody else is doing good, and we'll have some fun tonight.
okay. So, thank you for that plug, Lido. I am going to reiterate because I messed up the audio on my end.
That's
So,
fine.
um, Lita was talking about the loot channel of our Discord page. On our Discord, we have a loot channel. In this loot channel, you can we have a coin-based system, or technically it's a moblin crate system, where every day you can claim a daily moblin crate, and this moblin crate will give you anywhere between 1 to 100 daily coins. You can also purchase coins. The If coins are purchased during our 15-minute pre-show, and you can see both the Cash App and Venmo links above us right now, the amount of coins purchased are doubled. Off the top of my head, I don't know the price. It's anywhere from like 99 cents and up. The prices are listed on our on the loot channel on our Discord page, and all of this kind of, as Lido had mentioned, but I didn't have his mic on. This all goes back into bettering this production. Since we've been running this, I have gone from a very out of date laptop um, to a functioning laptop. Um, I have
You
gone
make it
from
function better, though.
it does function better. I think it functions much better. If you want to look at our earlier broadcasts, I think you'll see a very stark difference between. I mean, hell, look at episode one, because episode one, I was literally broadcasting on the old laptop on a dining room table and a wooden chair, and the whole time you will see me just like squirming around and being horribly uncomfortable, and the lighting was garbage, and like, but again, like, we did it because, we do this because, we love it, but everything else that we can put into improving the situation, we absolutely do. And although by no means we have a phenomenal setup at this point, I'm sitting here on a computer chair with a laptop that doesn't shut down most broadcasts and I have a computer desk. And I think one of the chat sessions we did, I posted a picture of what my prior setup was, and it was literally a dining room chair, this laptop, and a TV tray, and that's what I was broadcasting on. So,
Well, so we've gotten that taken care of. The next thing that we would love to show up is if anybody does fan art, because
yes,
you can see all of us at the moment up in the picture there, but or that way I have to turn my fingers to make sure it points the right way.
everything's backwards.
There, you can see everybody up there. And wouldn't it be cool to have like fan art? If you guys did fan art, anything, even if it's like a crayon scribbling drawing, we will actually put that up on the Facebook page, make sure everybody sees it, gets cool vibes, and we'll ask permission before we do all this so that way we don't have to worry about that. Cool fan art. That would be cool.
And proper credit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get enough, we can do fan art videos, and we can do cool little things like that on different days of the week. Just think about it.
Yeah.
It's enough hawking for me, so I'll step back so that way everybody else can join now.
All right, wonderful. Thank you, Lito. A pleasure to have you, and we are. I'm excited to see what tonight brings. So moving on, we have Deacon. How you doing, Deacon?
I'm exhausted.
Yes, we are.
I can't wait to get even more exhausted.
we were talking about this off camera, where like most of us are pretty worn out today.
Yeah. I don't have anything to shill, so mine's comparatively short.
Fair.
I'm just talking with you, buddy.
Well, talking about.
You gotta do it for the fans, man.
Yes. So, well. Okay. So I will bring this up. So, there have been a number of times where Deacon has utilized what we're referring to as like the cookie system. So the D4s that are used to augment things that can be purchased. They're D4s for attack rolls, damage rolls, saving throws, and ability checks. In fact, I think I can. Like right now, we have there's personal ones and there's also a communal one. So right now this is where our communal ones are kept, and we have a fair amount. So our players are doing very well. But the thing that I want to point out about these D4s and what can be purchased is also these D4s have D4s can be used to purchase. D4s can be purchased for the enemies as well. So if D4s are purchased for the enemies, those can be used for the enemies' saving throws, attack rolls, damage throws, or their ability checks. And so if you are feeling a little bit mischievous, you can absolutely purchase those, and those will be used to my discretion to wreak havoc amongst these players right here. So feel free for that.
Also, of course... Oh, sorry.
No, go for it.
I said also, of course, there's the extra fun part where every cookie donated forces Puck to eat one cookie live on stream. We're hoping to give him diabetes by the end of the year.
I would
absolutely fantastic.
Should we do that during a chat session?
Yes.
What kind of cookies should I do?
Honestly, I just imagine like those loft house frosted ones, just so it's like speed run diabetes. But it's probably less pleasant. I imagine you can eat like 3 of those before you start projectile vomiting all over the camera.
See, I was thinking like, more typical like Oreos or
oh yeah, those exist too.
Yeah, Chips
you know
Ahoy, Keebler Fudge.
These lemon Oreos.
Yeah. I mean, I always
surprisingly good.
My big thing lately is Pringles. I have like a background blur going on, but
I hear.
Yeah,
I hear that once you pop, you just can't stop.
I can't.
All right, now I need you to look directly into the camera, please.
So,
if you'd like, I can send you a load of English shortbread.
I would be down for shortbreads. Absolutely. But I feel like I would probably dunk them. I love dunking, or if not like dunking, then like taking a bite and like taking a sip and just. Are we going to do a mukbang broadcast? Is that where this is
America? Okay, so Puck, it's what you're saying. What you're saying is that America runs on Dunkin'. Okay, all right. I need you to look directly into the camera. Zoom in a little closer. All right,
Do you want me to switch over to me full screen? Is that what's going on? Yeah.
Yes.
There. Is that better? Oh,
If stare into the camera, raise an eyebrow.
Exactly. Like just zoom, just pan zoom. Absolutely fantastic.
hold on. I'll make it big and I'll do
Like
my.
right into the schnoz.
All right. I'll kind of like hold an eyebrow and you tell me when you're done. Okay. How's that?
Okay.
Because I have no idea what you're planning, but
brilliant.
I'm down for it. All right. So ready?
Okay.
All right. Here's the eyebrow.
All right. So perfect. Okay. So. All right. So there's a 15-second delay, so I don't know when to do this. So when you say here's the eyebrow. Oh wait, right. Okay, I don't have to watch you get the eyebrow. Okay, I fucked it up already. Absolutely fantastic. Okay, so every time you donate a cookie to our pantry, Puck will be forced to eat one cookie live on stream. We will force him to do this, and our goal is to give him diabetes by the end of the year. And if we and really every follow. Every follow, it's going to be 5 instead.
5.
It's going to be 5 because we get like one follow every 3 weeks.
I'm thinking we might have to do like.
We're drumming it up.
We might need to do like famous Amos cookies if this actually works.
Sure. Yes. We'll get you one of those tins of butter cookies that actually have like 5 million of them in them, but they all taste like nothing.
Yeah.
It's like hardtack with sugar particles on it.
That's not your grandma's sewing kit. What are those? I think they're called like Danish butter cookies.
Yeah, those. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you know, I'm seeing how many things I can plug just based off your actual commentary. So when I say that, I'm that's what I'm commenting on.
You know what? I'm down. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna buy like a bunch of famous Amos cookies because okay.
Perfect.
So just like for full disclosure on this, like you know, I would imagine most people don't know, but I've had gastric bypass surgery, so my capacity.
That is the joke here. Yes.
Yes. So my capacity is diminished. But my will for consumption is not. So,
oh god.
yeah. So you know what? It's on the table. It's in the books. Next week, part of our chat session during the broadcast for every. Do we get notified for subscribers? Do we have that?
Yes,
We do.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
we do.
All right. So. Every subscriber.
Wait, you get subscribers now?
What are they called?
Hang on, why haven't I done
followers?
this already?
No.
Followers.
No, on
Okay.
Discord we get the announcements. On here, not yet.
Okay. So
okay.
All right. So we'll have somebody keeping an eye on Discord because I'll be doing like on the broadcast. But for next week, for everyone, for everyone that joins our Discord server next week, I will consume 5 famous Amos cookies per person who joins, and every person who makes a purchase in our for a purchase for cookies via our Cash App or Venmo over there, I will consume 5 cookies for every 99 cent / dollar spent.
Oh, you're fucked, buddy.
I'm doing it. I'm
just
doing
got paid. You're fucked.
I'm going to grab like 3 bags of those cookies, and we're gonna have in a bucket. I'm gonna grab
more than
3
3
bags of cookies in a bucket, and we're gonna do this.
Make Puck fat again. We're gonna turn this into a feeding only. It's gonna be fantastic.
Oh man, it's like a just All right. So next week, at the next
We
week's
win the game when we send him to the hospital. That's how you beat D&D. You send your DM to the hospital.
you have to defeat your DM directly.
He's the final boss. Attack him directly through his blood sugar.
All right.
Attack your A1C directly.
There we go. So tell
We have
your
to play.
friends, tell everybody.
There's that. I'm sorry.
We're gonna make Puck fat again. Yeah, we're hashtag MPF, make Puck fatter. There we go. As a reminder, we are
Hashtag
amateurs at
Puck
this. Please sit back
big?
and enjoy the chaos. Yeah,
Puck hashtag?
let's get trending. Never been trending a damn thing in my life. But anyway, so Deacon, thank you. Thank you for the
My pleasure,
impending
buddy.
suffer you have just put upon me.
You're welcome. I love it.
Yes, and we will see what tonight brings. So, next to Deacon, we have Gully. Do we have Gully? I'm making sure we have Gully. How you doing, Gully?
Doing good. Looking forward to the session this evening.
Wonderful. So glad to hear it.
Yeah, short and sweet.
Yeah, honestly, after that whole fucking mukbang thing, I'm tapped. I have nothing. But I actually like, yeah. So okay. So me and Gully have talked about a number of things off air, but we are not going to divulge them just yet. But we do believe that they will be coming to fruition in this event. So stay tuned and see what we have in store for Gully as we progress in tonight's session. So Gully, a pleasure to have you. And we'll see what tonight brings. And of course, always rounding out, we have Afine. And how are you doing, Afine?
Hi, I am also falling into the slightly tired camp this evening, unfortunately.
It's okay. You're in good company. We are all a little worn out tonight, and yeah, and I mentioned kind of like earlier off air that like I have relief because I spent the past like 5 hours like power washing my house, and I am tired. So prior to me logging on to voice chat, I was sitting there and I was just like dreading it. I'm like, you guys are gonna put me through the ringer tonight. Like I don't have the energy to resist whatever you guys are going to throw at me. And then I got on and everyone's like, I'm tired today. I'm like, thank goodness. So we all picked a good week to be tired. We're going to have potentially a nice chill session. And
Potentially.
yes. So it's good to have you. We are all in similar spirits tonight, but we are going to make the absolute best of it, and we are going to have a blast doing it. So welcome, Afine. Welcome, everybody. So where we left off, actually, wait, before I. So I had mentioned about like the state of my technological things. So one of the things that I have to do that I always often forget to do is to delete my old videos because
Need the space.
there have been times that I forgot to do that and it stopped broadcasting or it stopped recording in the middle of the broadcast. So let me just take a quick second to free up some space on my hard drive by deleting the old videos. And now I don't have to worry about it shutting off. There we go. Okay. And there. And okay. All right. We're back, and I have space on my hard drive. So, last week, I had pointed out a few bullet points, but quite honestly, like, where did we leave off?
We were going to see King Ill.
Okay. So, okay, that's right. We had partied together with Noran.
Ruto and Amatu are in the soundproof room, hopefully not
Yes.
killing each other.
Yes, that may have been a slight oversight on the party's behalf.
It'll be fine.
So to explain what's going on there, in the events of the Cataclysm, Amatu ended up getting trapped in the water temple and then became tormented and subsequently cursed by Princess Ruto and turned into a Skulltula. And then
Bad version, not the good version.
right, not the good version of the. Are you talking about Ruto or the Skulltula?
Ruto.
Oh yeah, the bad version of Ruto. While she had, while she was possessed, and so the only way to break a Skulltula's curse is to kill the Skulltula, which the party did, and that's when, after they killed the Skulltula, that's when they realized that they killed Amatu, who was an original party member in Deacon's core universe. The diamond that they were planning on using to resurrect Princess Ruto was then subsequently used to resurrect Amatu instead, but Amatu, knowing that it was Princess Ruto that cursed her, there has been a fair degree of animosity, at least from Amatu toward Princess Ruto. In terms of like what Princess Ruto can readily recollect, it all kind of seems like a bad dream to her. She gets glimpses of things that she has seen and done. She doesn't even readily recall the actual battle that she had with the party, but again, just able to grasp glimpses, so she might not fully comprehend any potential animosity that Amatu has towards her, but as the party has now left them in a room by themselves, as they go and talk to King, or as they go and seek an audience with King Ill, we're not quite sure what we're going to be walking back into when we get to that point. So, the party has left the room. A room that only locks from the inside, a soundproof room where nobody knows what's going on inside. And we have ventured out of that room, and we are now making our way with
a canary and a mountain lion inside.
what?
I don't know who's who.
Huh?
I said, and I'm not totally sure who's who.
Yeah.
I feel like, depending on how much of that lichiness is left,
Right.
might be bad news for all involved.
We have and that's the thing too, is we have not fully seen what Princess Ruto is capable of now that she is no longer possessed by a corruption, which is the source of her lichdom. So, by no means has she ever been, nor is Princess Ruto a pushover, but well, at the very least, I think it's safe to say that she no longer has her power word kill.
Thank God.
But that means that something else somewhere does, and we don't know where that something is.
Fuck.
So the party starts traveling through Dolores Domain, making their way to seek an audience with King Ill. On the way, is there any place that anybody would like to stop? Anything you would like to see? or anything you'd like to revisit, check up on, or anything of that nature?
I think so.
Can't think of anything. Unless we want to just, for old time's sake, just like, sneak up on the blacksmith or something. I feel like we could do without that, though.
Can I take a fiend aside for the moment?
Absolutely. Is there something you
I
want to
think- can I,
discuss in sidebar?
Yeah. Well, sure.
Okay. All right. Let me see. Deacon, you can port them over, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Here, give me a sec.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. There we go.
All right.
Do. All right.
Porting you guys over to the sidebar, and
Oh, they're already in there.
perfect. And so, yeah,
Did you need to go with them?
mate.
I feel like that would make it not really sidebar anymore.
Yeah, that would make this the sidebar.
That's true. That's true. Man.
Can
I
they
guess
get
I have
out
time
though?
to scare the blacksmith then. Yes, they can go back in.
Okay, they are able to unsidebar themselves.
Yes.
Okay. I just, you know what I'm imagining, because like, I'm not, I don't, have readily, access to Discord while this is going on. So I'm just imagining they're like, help, we're stuck. Get us out.
That is kind of funny. I remember that from back in the TeamSpeak days. That would happen sometimes.
Yeah.
Good times.
Oh, but yeah. And like usually my, like I was on my cell phone here, so I can like check Discord while it's going on. But my cell phone's like way off in the, like I'm nowhere near my cell phone, so I can't even run my cell phone while this is going on. So
no,
yeah.
I feel you. Trust me.
That's gonna be fun. Brought to you by Pringles. No. Kidding. Unless
I
they
do wonder
want
what
to.
they're talking about. Hey, welcome back.
Hey.
Back already.
Okay.
All right.
Real quick that Lito needed to ask her.
Okay. Fair. Okay. So we make our way up to the Zoran throne room, where.
Okay. So, as we are approaching,
Mhm.
I would like to do something.
Yes.
I would like to subtle spell glibness.
On who?
Me.
Okay. Can you cast glibness on someone else?
No.
No. Okay. Yeah.
Sadly.
Oh. Okay. I'm running through that. Okay. Yeah.
That's why I needed the 8 spell slots.
Got you. All right. Yeah. So, yeah. All right. So you start to make your way. You run through a number of Zoran guards, being escorted by Noran. Nobody really seems to pay you any mind or anything of that nature. As you get to the entrance to the Zoran throne room, Noran kind of gives the party pause and says, listen, I'm gonna go inside and kind of explain a couple of things and see if now's a good time to have an audience with King Ill.
I pat him on the back and tell him he has 15 minutes.
A little puzzled, he goes, I hope it doesn't take that long, but maybe 5 tops.
Thank God.
So he departs from the party.
Okay, I'm on a very strict schedule with my diet.
So he breaks away from the party and enters into the Zoran throne room.
Sorry.
And yeah, so you know what? Let's take it as a 5-minute point in time. Is there anything?
Yes. I do a perception check. I want to see if anybody weird is like, now that we're back from the temple, Are they weirded out? Is anybody noticing us? Just trying to
So
make sure that we're still in friendly company at the moment.
okay. So throw me out a perception check, but right now you're kind of like, I would say that there's a guard on each side of the entranceway of the door. You've passed a couple of guards at this point, but as I said, like they really haven't paid you any serious mind as you've been with Noran, but now since he is not with you, give me a perception check.
Can I cast like message and ask him to check if they have those same magical rings as the Hyrule guards?
To ask Leto?
Yeah.
I mean, you can send
He's got-
sending, but if you want to give a performance check, I can just be like, I
that'd
can
be cool.
I can say that you like mime it.
Okay. I get a 31.
Okay,
Glibness 15 plus 16, 31.
31. Okay, so yeah, I would say that with that, you start like making a gesture about that, and doing a couple things. Yeah,
Appreciate you.
Leto would totally understand what you're looking at, and
Lito's like,
Do you want an inspiration?
Yeah, I got it. You see Lito's just like pointing at his wrist and like he's not being covert or anything. He's just like, okay. So I rolled the
Nice.
21.
Hell yeah.
okay, so so my question is, how are you going to? I mean, a ring is a very
They look
small.
familiar.
Yeah, literally, if it looks like it is physically close to the rings that he would stick out in his mind because he has seen them.
But how are
Like-
you checking for the rings? Like, explain the
Holding them up
machination
and
to me.
down. They probably are holding like a spear or something, right? As like guards.
Uh
Yeah, I guess
Okay.
I assumed they were holding something.
okay.
Like, unless they're wearing like gloves or something.
No, they are holding spears, kind of like at attention. But given like they are on opposite sides of the door, they are holding spears in opposite hands.
Ah, I know what to do. I'm going to politely ask them if oh, excuse me. We'll be right back.
Okay.
While we're waiting, I will just look to Afine and look at her and kind of give her a shrug like, what do you think?
I think I hadn't had the chance to do it yet, so that's why I wasn't
Okay.
doing it.
So I was gonna ask them to do that crossed spears pose. I want to politely ask. Like are they like the British Royal Guard where they like will not move, or can I like ask them to do a pose, and they might do it?
These are the
Like-
guards that are stationed right outside of the king's throne room.
Gotcha. Yeah, I should have realized that before I opened my mouth that they are quite literally, in fact, the Royal Guard. Okay.
They are like the guard of the guard at this point.
Fair. Okay, Kato equivalent.
Yeah, these are like the no-nonsense guards, not the guys that you would see like walking around the town, hanging out in the tavern. Like, these are the guys that
Gotcha.
take their jobs way too seriously.
Gotcha.
But yeah. So like the answer is predetermined. I was more or less asking if you had any specific flavor text in mind to see how you would try to observe if they had any rings on them.
I feel you.
But however, they're
You
really
want that?
Uh-huh.
I can do that.
Okay.
So I go, Deku. I can't see both of their hands, but give me a second. I'm pretty sure you'll be able to see both of their hands.
Oh God.
I'm gonna walk towards the door and put my hand towards the door and see if they do the cross spear type thing.
Yes.
Good call.
The cross spears, you get a very clear view of their hands. They do not verbalize for you to stop, but in very you get the implications of
Yeah.
the position that you have put
checking.
yourself in. Yeah. But yes, there are no rings on their hands.
So
Thank
I
you.
just turn around and come back.
I give you a thumbs
I
up.
guess we just
That was
wait.
cool.
I was like,
Oh,
as long
thanks,
as they
man.
don't attack me.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
What was that, Lita?
As long as they don't attack me, that's good.
No
Yeah.
attacks. They do not view you as any type of aggressor or interloper, but they do know that they are not to let anyone pass without very specific okays and things like that. And as it is right now, both people, the only people that could give that permission, are currently residing within the room. So you know that, and they know that, and there's an understanding.
I step back with everybody else.
Okay. A few more minutes pass by, and the door opens, and Noran comes out, and he says, I spoke to King Ill, and I have expressed a number of points as best as I could, but I do believe that your collective first-hand account would serve as better explanation. So he will see you all. And with that, the guards do kind of like ease up a bit, and the party is invited into the Zoran throne room.
It's good to be back.
Oh yeah.
I just can't wait to be a
Nice.
Put that
nepo
thought
baby.
to anybody's mind.
Sorry, I couldn't resist. Okay, so you make it to you go into the throne room, and aside from very minimal security inside the throne room, there is you, King Ill, sitting on the throne, and Noran. So as you begin to approach King Ill, he looks upon the party. Familiar faces. I hear you have interesting things to tell me.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we do.
I do. All kinds of stories.
So what can you do for me?
I will. No, sorry. So I walk forward with like I visibly eating a cookie. Just already. So good news and more good news. So we cleared out the water temple. Like the enemies within have been successfully dealt with by us because we're cool like that.
Welcome.
That is good news.
So the more good news. We found valuable intel on the Yiga, and we decided to take it to you first. So, there's a tunnel that we found in the water temple that links it to all other temples, or at least 4 other temples, based on what we saw with our own eyes. It is not much of an assumption, based on my own history, to assume that it goes to the other temples as well, in perhaps a more roundabout sort of way, but in a way, nonetheless. So, naturally, in any attempt to follow through with such things, we went to do our due diligence and figure out what was kind of in there. We found many dangerous traps of myriad sorts, all designed undoubtedly to keep people out. Um, you know, if you don't know how to go around them, so there's that, which is dangerous for the uninitiated. I would not recommend sending anyone down there who is not very firm of constitution. Otherwise, they might find themselves none of constitution.
And don't forget to tell them about going through the tunnel. What happens if you go down instead of up?
Yes. So essentially, there's a degree of abjuration magic that dispels any enchantment or magical effect that is present on anything that passes it. So, in other words, if you have a really cool buff spell, like that makes you stronger and makes your weapons hit harder and makes your hair glow all golden and cool looking, it's gone when you go down there.
Oh, not the hair part.
Wow. That is kind of fun. Anyway. So yeah. Yeah, it's all gone. And yeah. So that doesn't happen on the way up, so that they can, lay their little ambush type stuff on people. And so like if you so they can have their enchantments, but you can't have yours if you follow it, basically. That makes sense to you. Yeah. And aside from that, we just we cleared out the temple. We were kind of searching for another person for that sage position at some point. So that's kind of where we're at right now.
So, what happened to the prior sage?
So, like, sorry.
Well,
So
you said there's
Deegan
no
says,
sage.
as he, yes, that
Oh, there is, but there isn't.
right. So that's the unfortunate thing. Is it's kind of how do I put this? The sage medallion was deactivated, and as a result, there is no sage to the water temple any further. Like there is no existence of a water temple sage. We made sure on multiple levels. Anyway, to keep the temple
hold
properly
on.
guarded,
I
we are on our
completely
way
missed that.
to searching for that.
I think your microphone was cutting out.
In and out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I
Like
missed
out of
that.
character or in character? Oh, is my internet going shitty? Fuck. Of course it would.
It's clear
hang
now.
on, one sec. All right. Okay. So what I said was, fuck. I said it better the first time. I said something like,
We always do.
I can assure you that, true. What is wrong? Sorry. We deactivated the sage medallion in the process of clearing out the sage temple. And in the process of, all of the battles that took place, suffice to say, there is no more water temple sage. There is no existence of a water temple sage right now. And that is what, and in turn from that, we need a new one.
The reasoning is the only way to actually cure the temple was to unfortunately get Ruto disattached from the temple. And now that she's not attached to it anymore, we can put in someone new so that way she can go on and have the rest of her life.
Okay, we weren't supposed to mention Ruto.
So,
We were specifically asked not to mention Ruto.
Ed, this
I
very
say that out
much
of
piques
character.
his interest. Eddie says, "Did you kill the princess?"
Still alive.
You find that you're having a difficult time choking out that statement. But it is said. Just putting that out there for note. So, you haven't killed the princess, but the temple doesn't have a sage. I would like this explained.
It turns out it is possible to remove someone's sagehood from them when they're trying to kill you.
So here's what I'm gathering thus far. The temple is abandoned and unprotected. We have a tunnel that leads into this unprotected temple that then leads into Zora's domain. And by your own admission, Princess Ruto is alive. These are all very pressing problems.
But we do have someone that we think can be the next sage. We took care of the one Niga that we found in the temple, so they're dead. And as long as, you send some guards or something into the temple, you can guard it, since, kind of the Zoran's temple when you really come down to it. And that's why we came straight to you.
So here is what I need. I need a sage in that temple. I
And they
need,
have a candidate.
and I need the proof, preferably a head of the Yiga that you found in that temple, as well as the princess.
Well, unfortunately, thing is, he didn't really have a head. When we tried to pull off his mask, he melted.
People don't just melt.
He did.
Are you
He
a
wasn't
people to
the
you?
real one.
What'd
I
you
just
say?
don't think he was the real version of himself.
Very well. I will
you say,
send
Nick?
guards
I just
down.
made a shitty joke.
Sorry, I missed it. What'd you say?
I just made a shitty joke. Don't worry about it.
So what I need is I will send guards into the temple. They will look for this tunnel and for any evidence of melting people, whatever that may look like.
I can minor illusion it for you.
Well, he's not going down, so he doesn't care.
Fair enough.
But again, the news that Princess Ruto is alive is not good news. And it is something
Why is that?
that needs to be corrected.
Can I do an insight check on that?
Sure, what would you like to insight about it?
I'm not sure that he's happy that there's someone that might put pressure on the throne if she's alive. It's the best way to describe it.
Okay.
I don't think you need an insight check for that.
It's a very low DC.
Hey, that's a natural 20.
And yes, that is
Concerning.
100% what he is concerned about. Princess Ruto is a direct threat to his succession to being king. And even though he is already the crowned king, he is aware that the reason that happened at all is because it was believed that Princess Ruto had perished in the Water Temple all
Well,
those years ago.
Ruto at this point in time is not ready to rule. She's going to have to go on a journey of her own first.
Are you
If
saying
she
this
ever
to him?
decides. Yes.
That is a horrible thing to say. I'm just pointing that out there. You may want to reconsider that wording.
She's not wanting to be queen and she needs to go on a journey first.
Princess
See,
Ruto,
you said ready to rule, which implies that she will ever rule, which is directly against what he's trying to get out of you.
yes.
I'm just explaining what your wording means.
Okay.
Her head.
She has a journey to go on before she decides on anything else in her life.
I want her head.
You're threatening to kill her.
I would not soil my hands. If someone were to find her head, I would appreciate it being returned to me. And I believe that it would bring closure to the Zoran populace to know that Princess Ruto is resting peacefully.
I'm going to look at Noran to see what he's making of this line.
Noran has a very concerned. Ever since Leto tripped over his words, Noran has been incredibly uneasy.
Right.
In fact, I would say that there's just like a general palpable tension in the throne room at this point.
Do you know if she was my sister, I wouldn't feel that way? I would just be happy that she's alive and well.
Except she's not alive and well at the moment, is she?
You know what?
That's why she has to go on a journey.
Let me. Yeah, you are choking these words out. the alive part, like as you are trying to use the word alive, you find yourself mentally going through justifications to believe that yourself. And as you say the word well, you say it with optimism that she has the potential to be on a positive path.
Okay. Does this look familiar to me?
Does what?
What look familiar?
Like, is this another Byrova thing where he can't tell lies in here?
Possibly? You could try to find out.
That's what I'm asking, yes. That's what I would like to find out. Okay. Where's my mouse? Okay. So, Arcana check?
Go for it.
Or history check?
Arcana.
Okay. Can I persuade the DM to make it a history check? Because I am watching Leto go through the same thing I watched Rocky and Amatu go through literally the last time before we entered this temple.
I mean, there is an easier way outside of an Arcana check. There is an easier way outside of an ability check to determine.
If I
Just
was in a
say the
purple
sky
Zora,
is green.
ice cream.
No, that
Or-
doesn't work for me because I have glibness on, so it's going to tell me I'm telling the truth. I can say whatever the fuck I want. Sorry, I wasn't trying to yell. I just think that's funny.
Yeah.
So I don't have anything else. So okay, I'm gonna make this Arcana check. All right. So I'm going to I'm going to look at him, and I'm gonna say, okay, Il, I understand where you're coming from. This has been a highly stressful situation on all of us, and I've and yourself included, I am absolutely certain. Unfortunately, we're in the awkward position of, while they may be alive and well, there's not much we can do to discern the location, as there are certain reasons that we found the things that we found. One of them happens to involve a magic dispelling tunnel that happens to be very dark with lots of doorways to other places. And without the binding of being a sage, there happened to be many places she could have escaped to. I can tell you, nobody wants her head more than me at this point. Or, well, maybe, he shakes his head. Maybe the head's not the best thing, but still, I would like to get this problem solved as adequately as possible, as swiftly as possible, and as well as possible. But it's just not an easy thing where we go grab it. This is going to take some time and some searching and some doing. So there's not much that we can just report to you now and say, okay, we're going to go do that. For starters, if she got away somewhere, we'd have to track her down. It would be a big thing. So it's like, it's not as cut and dry as my friend makes it seem. How's that? Does that sound okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, so King Il turns to Noran. And he says, I'm putting this into your responsibility.
Ouch.
I need wanted posters as far reaching as can be seen. We will draw it up. Oh, I dropped my rupee. We will refrain from putting a name on this wanted poster because we do not want any unnecessary stirrings. But we are to put a reward out for 100,000 rupees, dead or alive.
Okay, so I'm going to say I can help you get an idea of what she looks like. Now my intention, I'm just explaining this for the party's sake, is not to actually tell him what she looks like, but because I can lie to him profusely, I can give him a false image that does not look like what she actually looks like, alive or liched or not liched. That way, because it is unquestionable that he has not seen her since she was a child, if not an infant, and that nobody has seen her. So whatever age she is, it's been many years. So if we subtly shape her features to be something different, then he's not gonna get Ruto, even if she walks around without her Keaton mask on. Does that make sense?
That makes perfect sense.
Okay.
The only thing is, Leto is done with this conversation, and he's going to walk towards the door, give him the finger, and kick the door open and walk out of the throne room.
Okay.
He can't. He's on the verge of doing something very stupid.
Okay. So, the description that you give, there are certain features which would raise suspicion. Like, okay, so my question is, when you get this description, is it something that you, like, how in depth do you, how much of an accomplice do you potentially want to make Kato to this description? Not Kato, Noran. Like for example, like it's very common knowledge that like Princess Ruto, no matter how old she is, has blue skin. So if you were to try to convince in the description that she has green skin, like although it would be believable in the situation, it might put Noran at risk. So my question is,
no, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
So if I can chime in slightly, she has the like, for example, right? She has that thing where her eyes aren't the same height on her face. Like we're gonna do like like her eyes even out over time, like because that's like a noticeable feature. Like we're gonna do someone who has like relatively like I mean, in this case, we could just say someone who has normal teeth and lips, and that's like a thing. But instead of like going, because I know she has the wide thing going, we're gonna go for like smaller, like I don't know how to describe them. The only word I can think is like perkier, but that's not really what I'm trying to talk about. But like you know what I mean, like more petite or whatever. The way that the bridge of her nose is slightly different. It doesn't like have the slight diversion because she doesn't have the like half of her face going upwards. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah, I got you.
So it's like literally like I feel like the start is to just like give her a symmetrical face, and that's already gonna like throw some things off. I feel really rude even talking about this. And we'll do other things like like increase her musculature and just explain, like she was a temple sage. We had to fight. There was the Ganon's corruption and stuff like that. So just hope that logic like that will go for him. But yeah, like maybe like really like I'm looking for like subtle things, like basically just like things that like will definitely not find her in her undead form, but like will give her some plausible deniability in her normal form. Like so it kind of starts with like little features like that. Does that make any sense? Like, am I followable up to this point?
Yeah, yeah. I
So like, and then I'm gonna give her like a different dental pattern. Like obviously she has what we can see her dental pattern. So I would give her more of one that looks a little bit more like almost canine or something like that. Like sharper teeth that look more like Lito's. Like obviously she has like sharp teeth to a degree, but it's different than how like they look right now. Like because like the hang on. Yeah, that would be hilarious actually. But not quite that far. Um but yeah, so like yeah. And yeah, when we get back we're going to have to get rid of those earrings. But yeah, so like I feel like that's pretty good. I like just like I would like to follow that trend with like the rest of her body that I don't really want to get into.
okay. What we'll do is we'll iron out like the more specific details, and we'll see if we can get like an AI image on this.
That would be funny. That would be awesome.
Yeah. So yeah. In fact, I keep meaning to add that to the link tree.
True.
As a quick aside, what was it like? 2 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago, we did during our chat broadcast. We did. I went into all the websites and software that I use to make the thumbnails for the YouTube when we put it on YouTube, and one of the things that I used, I found this really great AI website, and I gotta add it to our link tree. I keep forgetting, but yeah, that's the.
Oh yeah,
that's,
bro. Drop that referral link.
Yeah, drop that referral link on our link tree.
Hell yeah.
It's a really cool site. I've been having a lot of fun with it, and I've had to start like
I fuck around with
archiving.
it too. It's really fun.
Yeah, I've had to start kind of like archiving the things that I've made because, so it's like because it's things for this campaign that we haven't run into yet. So like I can't have like people seeing it. So I've been like taking stuff and hiding it, but yeah, it's a really cool site, and yeah, I'll put that referral link on our link tree when I remember. I have to dig up the freaking login. I haven't like been in the link tree in so long that I need to remember what the login was.
Guess you could say it's a thing of the past.
But it's a link to the past. Oh.
Sorry.
We are full of bad jokes tonight.
That's all I got left in me. I spent all the good jokes talking. Spent all the good jokes already today. Sorry.
Yes. Okay. So, Leader's departure has not helped the tension in the room. And it definitely has not gone unnoticed. And since then, King Ill has gotten even visibly noticeably shorter with his temper, and so finally he's like, "Is there anything else that you feel the need to tell me?
It is currently our top priority to restore the Sage of the Water Temple.
To what?
To restore the
Oh,
position of Sage of the Water Temple. So we are making sure that happens.
all right. So
The good nods.
this is very well. That is something of the utmost importance. Once again, turns to Noran, says, Noran, in light of this most recent outburst, I believe your friends that you have vouched for have fulfilled their welcoming here, and you are to see them out. In regards to finding a sage to the temple, you will be the direct liaison for that, as well as making sure that progress on it happens sooner than later. Then he turns to the party and says, thank you for your time. Thank you for the update. And you are released.
Oh. Fare thee well.
He offers a nod to the farewell.
All right, I get the stepping.
All right. So, you exit out of the throne room. Quick question, Leto, how far have you gone?
Oh, he's gone just outside the doors with the guards going, that's your king, right? That person in there? That's about all he's been saying. Just
Okay.
watching them to be like, it's okay.
So, honestly, like, I'm kind of taking
I
this...
don't know, it's almost like someone's trying to murder someone else.
I'm kind of taking this as, like, almost like a Jerry Springer type moment. where like Leto's all up on the guard, like, oh, so you think that's your king? You think that? Like, there's like a chair to fly at any given moment.
No. He's got his back to the wall, like 5 or 6 feet away from them, just going, so that's your king, huh? Likes to kill people? I would follow that. I'd follow that wholeheartedly, right until he accidentally kills one of you.
Oh god, someone does want to get arrested for treason.
I almost dropped it again. So, they offer nothing back to you verbally. They are very, very palace guard, stoic. You know, being that, like, you aren't actually making any threats, more from, like, their perception, you're making frustrated statements and pointing out, like, there is this is not like a totalitarian regime where people are going to disappear for talking badly about the king, but well, they don't take the bait.
It's fine. Just
It's a fishing joke in
he's
Dora's
frustrated. He's literally just frustrated.
I just got that, damn.
domain.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay, so the party joins you outside the throne room, along with Noran. And the moment that the doors kind of close to the throne room, Noran just kind of like rakes his hand over his face in frustration. He's like, that did not go well at
I
all.
don't think it could have gone worse. I am so sorry about that,
Yeah,
I
Lord.
was gonna say,
I didn't mean for
and
that to happen. I was trying, man.
just gonna say, if this was another timeline, someone would probably be worried about the higher ups. And probably,
Lido,
yeah.
shut up. Just stop speaking before you make things worse for yourself here. I would also like to point out that you defended your sister to the death when she was trying to kill us, repeatedly. I have the scars to prove it. Do not think I will not do the same.
And also, I would like to point out, like, this is like, with that in mind, like, she tried to kill us. He wants ahead. Like, it's kind of the same thing.
She was possessed.
Yeah, I don't think that's everything that's going on here. Like, I don't think that somebody waved their magic wand at, like, possessed Ruto. It doesn't seem like that's how you become a lich in the first place.
Why
We
don't we
saw,
move
like,
away
visions.
from the throne room? Because
Sure.
Noran chimes in, and he's like, I think we should go check on Amato.
That's a great idea.
I believe that's wise.
Okay. All right. So you vacate the entrance to the throne room and make your way through the rest of the palace before coming back into Zora's domain and making your way to the Slumbering Deep Inn where you have left Amatu and Princess Ruto. You walk
All
in,
right.
still escorted by Noran, so people don't seem to pay you all that much attention. And do you go anywhere or do anything before making your way back up to the room?
I personally don't, but I have a question. Can I
Yes.
still play Amatu?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Thank you. I just wanted to make sure.
Okay.
Okay. I'm enjoying this very much.
All right.
I just want to keep an eye out to see if anybody's following us.
Give me a perception check.
It's 26.
26. You are being followed. You are being followed by a plainclothes Zoran that you can tell simply by the way that they are moving that they are part of the guard. They are following quite a ways back, but yeah, as far as you can tell with that sizable roll, you know what?
I
Yes,
will
you see
look.
that you're being followed. If you want to do an insight check, I can maybe tell you more.
It's only an 18.
18's a good roll.
You want an inspiration?
Now, stick with the 18 right
We're happy
now.
with an 18? Okay. So with an 18, you get a fairly solid impression that they are simply making sure that you are going where you said you were going. Like, more so that, like, you didn't end up, like, on a soapbox in the middle of town trying to stir a rebellion.
Yet.
Yes. You don't get any impression of any
That's fine.
nefarious intentions of this following, more in observation.
I'll just stop and be like, Noran, your guy is following us and he's not very good at it.
Because he's one of the best we have, and it is simply protocol.
Sure.
And
After the stunt you pulled, I would have instructed him to do the same.
I think he is more watching me than watching the rest of you.
And that's the biggest issue that I have. It means you're not being trusted at the moment.
I don't think it's a matter of trust. I think it's a matter of collection of information. I do not feel that my
We
loyalty is in question, but I have been given
We shouldn't
tasks.
go back to where they are.
Ruto, let's get back to the room before we do any more talking.
We're literally leading them to where. Okay.
Ruto, let's get back to the room before we do any more talking.
Eh.
Okay, so I will say, like, given the distance at which this person is following you, I would say this happened outside of the Slumbering Deep Inn. Once you enter into the Slumbering Deep Inn, even if you were to hang around for a while, you would not find that this particular person even just comes in to kind of check in. Like, once you have gone to the Slumbering Deep Inn, excuse me, the person does not follow you any more closely. So, you are now in the inn. Not quite at the room yet. Is there anything you would like to go, anyone you would like to see prior to going to the room?
No, I don't think so.
Fair. Okay. All right. So you make your way to the room and you knock 4 times. You hear the
They can't
unlatching.
hear.
Honestly.
What's that?
You can't hear it. Remember?
Oh yeah, that's right.
That's like soundproofed.
But they can't hear a knock.
So, yeah.
That's
We do have
That's
the
what
Well, I
you
key.
mean, you said it was soundproof.
that's yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
So, I mean, last time you had Noran open it with a key.
Is there a bell?
Did he have the key? You know what? Let's just say he has the key with him. All right. So Noran unlocks the door
And
from
he'd
the
surrender
outside.
it in the 10-minute walk.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, Noran opens up the door and you just
Okay, can I take it from here?
yeah.
Oh, sorry. Okay, so there's a very distinct, unpleasant odor of fishki because Amatu is fucking hammered. They don't have, like, all they have to drink that's left is fishki, and she has been partaking. So at this point, she's like crying on Ruto's shoulder, like, you don't know what it's like to eat those mutated Zoras. You don't know what life is like as a spider. Shakes her by the shoulders.
Did she explain would she have explained to Princess Ruto that she is the reason that she was the Skulltula and ended up having to consume those mutated Zora?
Yes.
Okay. So,
Like,
so Princess Ruto does have a an array of emotions on her face, a bit of confusion, a bit of sorrow, regret, but that type of regret where somebody makes you feel something bad, but you don't really, like, you should feel bad, but you don't have any recollection of actually doing anything bad, so you can
Feel that.
only feel so bad for something that you don't know you did.
I get that.
Like Princess Ruto is feeling bad because she feels like it's the right thing to do, not because she actually feels bad.
Oh man, that's kind of funny.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, that's perfect. I couldn't have hoped for anything better. Thank you.
Okay. All right. You know what? And what else is kind of... Let's see if we can flush this out a little bit. So what was the catalyst here? What was the catalyst for the...
So, if I'm honest, okay. So if I can explain, I've actually been thinking about this the entire time. So like my logistics are that like I right before we left, I narrated, like you said, they brought in all the carts with the drinks and all that stuff, and immediately she was like, okay, oh thank God, precious life-giving water, and just took a swig of fish cube. So it's like we are starting this with a drink. We are ending this with a drink. That's just how I see it. Like that's how that tends to go. It's like you've been like forced to just enjoy nothing for 5 years. Like nothing. Like you've been eating rotten fish for 5 years, which is how she can drink the fish in the first place. Like it is a vile existence that you have been put through. And now, like, you are free and you have one bottle that can help you forget about it for a little while. However, I remember that Amatu was very outspoken, and that never really went away. This is kind of like like she would say even more like whatever is on her mind, which reminds me almost of that time in the in Byrova's throne room. If you remember, towards the end, that turned into the bigger thing. So, like, I imagine that same energy is like right here, where it's just like, it started off with like, so, like the bitter, like, so, what was it like working for Ganon? And it's like, and then it's like, it just goes on to like, so, just like slightly like, more like slower thought processes, slightly like slurred words, as it just kind of continues. As it starts with questions, like that's really the thing. It starts with questions, and it ends with like answers. Like after a certain point, she was asking questions and then answering her own questions, and then it just goes into like spilling her guts. Like Ruto, technically speaking, probably doesn't have to take much part in this entire display, but it is happening.
Okay. So
I feel like that's kind of I feel like that's somehow appropriate.
Okay.
Like, are you with me on this, Buck?
Yeah, I'm completely grasping it, and here is the juxtaposition of it, where
perfect.
So as Amatu is like explaining all of these things that Amatu had to do when she was cursed, things that she saw, things that, and in a way, like, she is not necessarily blaming so much as conveying blame.
Exactly.
That she did this as a result of what Princess Ruto did to her, but also acknowledging that it wasn't Princess Ruto because it was the corruption that had inhabited Princess Ruto. And as she starts like unrolling all of these things,
I imagine she has made the most progress out of any of us, to be honest with you. That's kind of why I bring this up.
But I will say that Princess Ruto notices something that has yet to be pointed out. That
Ooh, I like that.
for everything that Amatu has endured, for everything that Princess Ruto has endured, they
Still
are
there
in,
kicking.
no, not that. They
Ooh,
are in
okay.
large part living the same story.
No,
Both of them
that makes
had
sense.
something put onto them that was out of their control that caused them to do heinous things that they must now live with. And the person that is to blame for their suffering is not the person that is in front of them.
Thing is, the logical extent of that, and I feel like after a certain point, like again, I feel like this is again, this is why I describe it more as like crying on the shoulder rather than like trying to fight. If you get what I mean.
Hmm.
Like I imagine they have like a certain degree of empathy, like just unspoken between them, because like there has to be the realization there at
Yeah,
some point. Like
yeah.
no matter how much fishy is in between you, like you're gonna see things, like you're gonna see similarities. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
But like here's my thing though, like right, like I think that where we end this one is that that's just the human condition, isn't it? Because you can say the same logical extreme about everything that has happened up to this point, like up to including the session for the throne. Like this is something that like he got as a kid, and it's like all he knows, and he's scared to lose what he knows. Like this is like corruption. Corruption is a anyway. I'm just gonna get. I don't need to get on the soapbox. Anyway, I'm gonna I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop. But that's where we are. That's where Amatu's at right now. That's where the fish key has taken me.
Okay. So as you guys come into the room, what you find is you find um, Amatu and Princess Ruto on the ground, kind of like sitting, leaning into each other, and it is apparent that there has been a moment of bonding that has happened, which is completely the absolute opposite of what the concern was. Um,
I
the
feel like it only makes sense. Like I had
yeah.
had that conceptualization from the very beginning, which is why I joked about them playing patty cake.
What everyone witnesses, outwardly from that is at this point, like both of their speeches are probably fairly slurred and difficult to understand, but there is just this melding and combination of like laughing and crying and you know slurred words that they can they're acting like they can understand towards each other, but from your
Exactly.
like sober mindset, you can't understand what the hell they're saying, so there's no way that they can understand what the hell they're saying. But like, yeah, they are just in it entirely, and that is what you walk
Drunkenness is
into.
its own language, much like
Yes,
thieves can't.
yeah. Yeah, like thieves can't. It's drunk can't. Um, so you walk in. What is kind
Oh
of
my god.
I'm just gonna go down the line. Lita, what do you make of this site?
Is happy that she's still alive and is thinking about what just happened. So
All
that's
right,
all he
so,
can
so
do at the
a
moment.
mix of joy and confusion. All right. What is Deacon's take on this?
Um, it's like I imagine like Okay, man, that's the part I didn't think about. To be honest, it's more like I think he's just looking at this like with like little question marks appearing above his head. Where it's like, technically speaking, you know, like, sorry, I think Dekun is like also, you know, relieved at least, like I think it was like there at some point. That's oh yeah, that was probably dangerous, wasn't it? And then like he's just like oh thank God. Is like kind of has like I'm gonna put it like in Dark Souls, like humanity restored. That's kind of what it feels like,
Fair. All right, sounds good. Gully, what is your take on this? Okay, I believe Gully has slipped away for a moment, so we will go on to Afine. Afine, what is your take on this?
She's smiling slightly. She's glad to see they're getting along.
A moment of tension turned into a sign of hope. So, all right. So you guys walk in, and they are thoroughly inebriated. The five of you, Noran included, comes in, closes the door behind. Leader, I will still carry your perception check. And again, even as the door's closing, the person that you saw following is still not in the slumbering deep inn. And you are once again a full party.
All right. I'm going to mentally note down that undead can still get hammered.
Yes.
That's very important information for when I inevitably die.
In fact, I mean, it's an arguable point that they might even inebriate quicker since they may or may not have a functioning liver.
That's true. They have a
Yeah.
deader.
So
They call it the deader. Anyway.
So, once the door closes, Noran does have a bit of his somberness and seriousness does return to his presence, and he says, "Listen, so it goes without saying that could have gone better, and I'm not going to dwell on how that could have happened, but aside from that, moving forward is the best course of action. So, I've been tasked with those wanted posters, which I am admittedly all that uneasy about.
Look, I did a pretty good job.
Yes, but the big saving grace is that we will not be putting her name on the posters, so anybody who may or may not recognize her, it will be hopefully be quick to dismiss it, since well, I guess more what I'm saying is we probably shouldn't give people too long of a gaze on Princess Ruto, because that might cause a bit of stirrings and the rumor mill, and we saw how quickly that took a negative turn.
I got a question for you.
Yes.
How would anybody know what she looks like? She's been gone for 5 years. We didn't see a family portrait.
That's what I took advantage of to make it so that people don't know what she looks like.
Although Princess Ruto is young when she became a sage, there are still telltale signs of anybody that you could theoretically age up and imagine what they look like when they're older. And that imagination can work for us just as much as it can work against us.
I'm going with the fact that she was a little kid. Lots of things change when you grow up. And these
Right.
people weren't probably thinking about her because she was in the temple, so
And we
your
want to keep it
recollection
that
should be
way.
like next to nothing.
If I may point out that Princess Ruto does have a certain presence about her, as anybody would who was raised with an expectation of royalty. It's just best not to provide that opportunity to the general populace. We would like to misdirect them as much as possible, and since they don't know that they are looking for Princess Ruto, once I post those posters and by extension file something with the Adventurers Guild, as much reasonable misdirection as we can put in would be beneficial.
Every great lie starts with a kernel of truth.
Yes. So, and then he kind of like, I mean, so the party has had like, a small bit of conversation about it, not to be like something that took up a large amount of time in the royal throne room. In fact, like, King El didn't really care too much to hear of the physical description.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah.
Sorry, I guess I shouldn't interrupt.
No, go for it.
Okay. So what attribute would you say disguise get keys off? Would you say like charisma is a fair shake, or what are you thinking on that one?
Yeah.
Okay, let me explain what I'm talking about. So I have proficiency in the disguise kit because I'm a charlatan background. So I would like as according to the book, I can use this to create disguises that other people can wear. And they basically have to see through whatever I get on the check to like be able to discern that it is a disguise. Roughly, as I recall. So theoretically, I could put on a disguise for for Princess Ruto to use. That she could then take to like have these prosthetic lips, which will not get ripped off like in that song about by Weird Al. Takes off his prosthetic lips. It tells me anyway. So so anyway, I amongst other things that could then further like basically makeup skills to further enhance her appearance, as in not being what people think it might be. Like, we could for example, makeup can really change a lot of things. And I have in the very past, the last time I used this thing 5 years ago, in real time, I made the jokes that Deacon was like prettying himself up for the Gerudo at one point. So I imagine this like falls in line with something he would kind of understand, like, so if you're okay with that, so there's that, and also, how do I put this, yeah, so this is something that I would be able to make for her, and essentially she could potentially like put it on as like an action, or with some time, especially with my help. And I imagine that due to her like undead nature, where she doesn't have to breathe or eat or sleep, she probably doesn't sweat. So there's no like logistical reason that this thing would come off without like a combat explanation, or something similar. As long as she doesn't go like swimming too much, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
that's where I'm at right now.
Okay. So, in terms of creating a believable disguise kit, I
Yeah,
will say that the general thought is less is more, because the more in depth you
definitely.
go, the
Yeah.
harder it's going to be.
Which is why I'm trying to just do like makeup and prosthetic lips, so she can kind of like walk around and maybe like yeah, I don't know what we could do for sclera, but
Yeah. So,
anyway,
well, right now she has a good temporary disguise. But in respect, like,
that's true.
from the start, that has been regarded as a temporary disguise.
Yeah,
The cloak came from
yeah,
Fiend, the mask, I believe, came from Leto.
yeah,
Like, this
yes.
isn't a long-term solution. But it is a
So what
solution
I'm attempting, sorry.
for at least a short period of time. So with that, I will say, like, yeah, like, as you guys can come up with um, a more believable disguise. But again,
Um,
I would personally refrain from going too crazy.
Understandable. Well, yeah, yeah, fair. Okay. Um, fair enough. Anyway, I just wanted to see how like how useful my disguise kit might be here.
Okay, so yeah, with so okay, so kind of like, here's the breakdown from me.
Okay.
In wearing a disguise kit, I would say that, like, if you were to make a disguise kit where you are going to wear it yourself and you're going to try and pass it off
Mm-hmm.
yourself, that would be a
Gotcha.
charisma based thing, because
Gotcha.
it's a very much like you were creating a disguise that you would
Mm-hmm.
have to pull off as, like, an actor, a performance.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but in producing it for Princess Ruto, um, there is less of a performative aspect to it. So
Gotcha.
and given the fact that I really feel like that would be wisdom based.
Okay,
Or
I understand.
yeah, wisdom, because kind of like what you're doing with that is you're looking at her almost as like a canvas or a palette, and you're like, what can I, with my learned knowledge about this, do to make her look as different as possible, while still kind of making her feel
Gotcha.
like she's herself.
Okay, that makes sense. All right, I get you. I will yeah, I will think about how to cheese this roll for a couple minutes.
Okay. Uh,
Have
okay.
you
Yeah.
pulled out the supplies for it by chance?
Yes. I imagine
Okay.
he's like looking at it. If you want to go with it, it's all yours.
I'm gonna look at you and go, I have some ideas if you're willing
Okay.
to work with them.
Yeah, absolutely, bro.
First of all, if you need it, I got guidance for you. Second,
Appreciate it.
she doesn't have to be that color of Zora, remember? She can
That's true.
be a different
Because
color.
yeah, because like that's the thing, actually. Yeah, no, you raised a really good point. If literally all we do is make her green, everything's just fucked. Like, like, do you know what I mean? Like, fucked in a good way. Like, yeah. Well, like you
There's more
said,
than just
basically.
red, green, and blue. You can make her purple. You can make her black. You can make her chartreuse.
Hmm. Isn't chartreuse just green with extra steps?
Yeah. You understand what I
Sorry.
mean. You can make her very different.
No, I feel you.
Nothing else, just enough for her like hands and face things
True.
that people will see.
No, I agree. I like that a lot. Yeah, purple sounds good to me. Yeah.
I don't
Yeah. I
expect
fuck
her
with
to
that.
stay here forever.
No, I
We're
feel
still
you.
gonna
Yeah,
like
we
take
gotta
her
we gotta find her a
somewhere
place.
else.
All
And I
right.
have a place that I can come up with. If she wants to be alone for a while, I could take her to my old house.
Oh, well, that's true. That's true. Yeah, it might give her some time to think.
Not many people in my old house, so she'd
So
be
yeah.
kind of chill there, She can
True.
see the open ocean. She can do fishing. She can get back to nature.
That's true. That's true. Might be good for the you know he kind of gestures to the teeth, you know, like it might salt water cure him or something. I don't know how that works. Anyway, no, I think that's a good idea. So yeah, I guess could I so if I do this, could I potentially make like a skin paste that would essentially just like go over like parts of her body that she could use to just like essentially like body paint at this point, but like believable body paint. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like so yeah,
So
because that way she could put it on herself to make herself look like more purple. Like I like that. I like what Lito said.
yeah. So the body paint would be absolutely doable under the umbrella of a disguise kit.
Cool.
And we'll do a check on that. But given that it is
Yeah,
like
there's
the
a little bit of
first,
inebriation there.
yeah, but given that it's like the first application, I will say that like there are certain drawbacks. Like for example, I'll state like this first batch of skin application is not waterproof.
Ah, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Yeah, we could always mess with it. I might have to go get some fancy paint from somewhere, but I'm sure we could pull it off.
Okay.
I'm just saying, hypothetically. So yeah, we'll find a place. But yeah, I feel like this is like good for now, at least. Yeah. Can I make a? I'm gonna give myself enhance ability with Fox's cunning to give myself advantage on wisdom checks,
Okay.
and then
Doing it now?
oh, I guess. Wait, do you know? Yeah, sorry, we got other things. I should probably not do that right now. But
No.
anyway.
I was just gonna guide you if you were doing it now.
Oh, thanks. That would be rad. Hell yeah. Thank you.
So I
So I mean, I would say like you can do it now, being that you have like a basic disguise kit. Like there would be dyes in there.
Definitely. Thanks.
So
Because I have one, and I think I've like refilled it at least a couple times.
yeah. So let's
definitely
give a check with the disguise kit. Wisdom based proficiency bonus, and
appreciate you.
and we'll see how well those dyes work.
the D4.
Yeah, I got a 17.
17.
I'm gonna use that cookie I had earlier. Okay,
18.
I feel like an 18's alright. I mean,
Yeah.
what do you think, Lito? Do you want me to just stuff a bunch more in my face?
It's the first time you're trying this.
That's true.
Trying
No
to
sense
see if
blowing
it
it all on
sticks.
that.
Because you might
Yeah.
also, make her more purple than she should need to be. Then it will look
That's
unnatural.
true. That's
This is a
true.
good starting point.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess we'll add this to like proficiency to like begin creating her a proper disguise. Or like, well, obviously it'll work for some things. But I'm just saying, like, I'll kind of hand that to Lito, just so that you like have it to use, because she could put it on with an action. So I just yeah, I'll figure you two travel the most together. So I just wanted to. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So give me a D4.
Okay. 2.
All right. So you have enough for 2 applications.
Doses of it.
Oh, cool. Thanks.
So
So I guess I'll hold one and then you hold one, just in case. You never know.
okay. So you're
right,
not
cool.
applying it right now, but you're holding the applications.
I'm
Yes,
imagining.
that's okay.
I'm imagining you went up to Ruto with
Yeah.
some of it just to check
Yeah.
to see if it changed her skin complexion, if it looked natural. So
Exactly.
you put a little bit on, maybe like
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure she won't give you a
Simba.
hand, but maybe on like the upper arm or something like that, just to see
No.
how it looked.
Yeah, that's kind of what I imagine. Like, I just kind of like test it, to see if it like actually kind of looks like, natural. Like if it mends with the scales, you know what I mean? Or if it just looks like it's paste. Like I kind of have to do that. But like that's kind of like the extent that I imagine, which is why he would approach her. Because like again, she's kind of hammered, and she's probably gonna all the snot from Amatu is gonna like run it and all that. So no, nobody likes runny makeup.
I also don't know if she's going to be a crime drunk either, so.
That's
We have,
true.
like, just the lines.
Yeah, that's true. God. But yeah, so there is that aspect of things. So, but yeah, so I'd like to just like have the paint and like I will show her how to apply it in the future when we need to apply it. But right now, I feel like you said, we have that temporary disguise kind of handled right now.
Mhm.
So it's like this is something that I'm definitely working on and I will continue to work on. But I just figured like I would make it now that I have her as like there reliably so that I can
Fair.
Okay.
All right. You know what? Gully, are you with us? Okay. Just checking in. Okay. So, what's the next step?
Look at everybody and go, I don't think we're going to stay here the night, right?
Yeah, I'd kind of rather not, to be honest with you, my dude.
Gonna go back to Cito's or somewhere else?
Hmm.
Do some camping by the Big Goron. Heck,
True.
might be weird. But Cito's is always a good place, and the posters won't come out that fast. to the
That's true.
kingdom.
Pointing out one of the side quests.
Okay.
You are currently looking for a number of sages.
That's true. All right. So maybe we all right. Let's think for a second.
I would say we
sorry.
go to Kakariko, but the last time we were there, they didn't like us.
That's true. I want a free bongo bongo. I do want to do that. Like,
okay.
I'm not saying we got to do that right now, but I feel like that's on the to do soon list. I don't know. I just want to like. I would like to get to the Shadow Temple, like pronto. Probably not tonight, but like I'd like to make progress to get there. Maybe. I feel like that would be cool. It's like
We could go back to Castletown. I think spend like 2 days there getting the paint to a good process. I have a couple of things that I need to take care of there, and maybe we can ask Zelda for like Asylum or Ruto
No.
until.
that is a terrible idea. Well, and I
Okay.
say that with all due respect. No, I just
Yeah.
say that because like, I just want to just explain. I don't believe that Zelda has our best interests at heart about this type of thing.
Okay.
I think that like, yeah, it's just the
Okay.
yeah, sorry. I like the idea. I think we should definitely find her like a place to hold out. I think I'm how do I put this? You know, God, I hate to say this, but if there's anybody that owes us right now that we can count on, probably Goron Village.
Yeah. I think she'd kind of dry out a little bit if she stays there.
That's true. That's true. I
But
don't know if
there
the-
is.
that's true. She's kind of undead. I mean, it might kind of counteract that.
What's that, Effie?
She is dead though. But
Yes.
personally, I do believe that the beach is probably the best place for her at the moment.
I think that's true. Yeah, probably just like kind of a little solitude is probably good after all that. But yeah, I mean, how do I put this? I think seeing someone while you saw Lita will be good for her. I think yeah, I imagine probably don't need to keep beating a dead horse, but yeah, I think that would be good for her.
So then the other question is, what do we do with Amatu?
So Amatu is going through some things right now. I was thinking, if you don't mind, I will I'd like to where would I put her? I kind of want to like let her work around in like maybe Kakariko for a little bit, or something like peaceful for her to do, as a and like Matu's a little indisposed to be making a proper decision on that right now. But as far as Dekun goes, like I think he would suggest Kakariko to her. And
I can take us 2 places today.
Okay.
If you,
I'm
kind of
all right.
all
I
the
gotcha.
top level abilities I have are gone.
I feel you. All right. Well, I could take us. You could take us to the beach. We drop off Ruto, and then you take us to Kakariko. We drop off Imatu, and then I could teleport us to any other to like Hyrule Castletown. You want to focus on that because I would like to check on Ken.
Yes, definitely. I'm sure he's
God.
actually still of the living.
Definitely. I look over at Athene. I just go, sorry. Is there anything you think you want to do? Like maybe anything?
No, I believe those are all good suggestions.
Okay, just making sure. Okay. So, beat for beat, I guess we do that stuff.
Okay. So beach first.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay. So now we just need to carry them and find a tree.
That's true. Okay. Tell you what, should I teleport us to Kakariko, then have you take us to Hyrule
The others.
Castletown afterwards? Yeah, does that make sense?
Sure.
Okay. So, all right, I'm
Might it be wise to wait 10 minutes for them to sober up even slightly?
that's actually what I was about to say. I was literally about to say like, yeah, I think I gotta wait for Amatu to sober up first because I, don't think
yes,
she's.
But they've been drinking, I think, the whole time we've been talking. So we need to get the bottles away from them.
That's true. Oh man, that's funny. God. Yeah. So, all right. Yeah. I imagine. Amatu is going to like just part with a hug at that point, and like just overly emotional, like even unreasonably so, in the same way that you would hug literally anything, even if it had thorns actively when you're drunk. You know what I mean? So like, and then she she'll as it's pointed out that they need to sober up. She'll reluctantly do so, and I'm going to check if I have any spells to fasten this process or hasten this process.
I do, but I don't have any of them equipped right now.
It's okay. It's okay.
Lesser restoration is probably what we would need. It would instantly sober them up.
I only have the greater version of that, sorry.
No worries, no worries. I appreciate the thought. Yeah. So so we'll wait. I'm going to actually, you know what we could do? I'm gonna ask Dad for help. Yeah, things are kind of fuckety. Dooku's gonna ask his dad for help. All right, are you guys ready to go to Kakariko? Is that okay with you, Fiend?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
so.
Sorry, I just okay. All right. I okay. So I'm gonna glance at Noran, and just vibe check him if I can do so. Like, Not in like the in the sense of like I just like sense how's he doing? Like how's he look? Has anything that has happened helped him at all? Like, or is he just
Also,
still about to like throw up?
also one quick thing before you use the spell. Remember, it
Yeah,
doesn't
we
work
gotta
again.
leave. No, I appreciate it. Yeah, that's why I'm checking on him because like yeah, just kind of the final thing.
Noran's had a day. Um, he is kind of like away, like what you kind of gather from his face is he's not all that comfortable in doing what he is required to be doing, but there is a certain alleviation knowing that if anybody can assist with the precariousness of the situation, it's you guys.
I'm gonna take his hand, like if he'll allow me. And I'm gonna squeeze it. I'm gonna look at him. I'm gonna try and give him a pep talk of like a small one.
Mm.
Okay. I'm gonna say, look, Noran. We took this on to even clear out the temple and such, because ultimately, all of us in our own way want what is best for Zora's domain, just like you do, just like he does. We are going to solve this problem, and we're going to do it in the best way we possibly can. We are going to make things all right because that's what we do. Like, I'm gonna squeeze his hand really tight, which because I am tiny is not very tight. I have tiny little hands with only 3 fingers, or something like that, and I'm like I'm trying to get him to look at me, in my tiny DQ eyes. I go, you know, and it's not like I have absolute faith in your ability to come through this unscathed. Not just for us, not just for her, not just for him, but for all of Zora's domain. Just like I always knew you to. I have faith in you, and I know you will keep doing the best that can be done in any situation you're in. Keep it up. I know this is So I try to perk him up a bit.
He says,
Believe in me, who believes in you.
Says I appreciate the pep talk, Deacon. It's I mean I feel like I'm a very torn individual right now, but the safety and sovereignty of not only Zora's domain but all Zora, I feel is my responsibility. And I trust that you understand what I'm saying.
He nods. He says, but listen, I know there are those fancy pants sending potions out there. I know you guys still have an alchemist out there somewhere. If you need me, if you need us, sending me, and I will be there because you know that I can be there. That's how you caught us after all. I teleported us here. So that's how we met in this timeline.
He kind of extends his hand out for a handshake.
I am already squeezing it, so I imagine.
Oh, that's right.
Sorry.
That's right.
I imagine he just reaches out thoughtlessly because he can't even feel my grip. My sleight of hand is just too good that my misdirection was he literally lifts up his hand to go for a handshake, and I'm attached to his hand, raised 3 feet into the air. amazing.
Yes, that exactly. And
He just looks down at me and he's just like, "Oh, right."
yeah, and he's like, I understand that there are things at play that I don't fully understand, but one of the things that I'm coming to understand is that no matter what version or timeline or universe or whatever has happened, that you and everyone in your party is trustworthy and noble, and you can also do things that are out of my control.
Mhm.
So I trust each and every one of you to do things for the better that I cannot.
Can I say something quickly, Norn?
Of course.
I know I can't help this situation, but I just want to say I'm sorry for everything you're going through and what my brother's putting you through and what we're all putting you through. You don't deserve it, but thank you for everything you've done so far for us and for Zura's domain.
His eyes soften to a V, and he says, I appreciate that, and I would be not entirely truthful if I were to say that I weren't doing this for some people more than others. But knowing that you're out there and you're safe and capable eases what would be a big part of my worrying. So do what you need to do. But come back.
I'll certainly try. And I'll certainly try to get these two back in one piece as well. And to make sure she stays in one piece.
That is also appreciated. She... I don't know how much of the princess that there is in there. Maybe everything, maybe just a projection. But just like everyone else, all we can do is give a chance. She deserves a chance. And I understand what Il was saying, and I understand his concern. And as much as my fealty lies with your brother, it lies with your brother for the fact that he is the king.
And he is doing what he believes is best for the kingdom, which I don't believe I can fault him for.
I've seen, if I have I would be lying if I said that I've never seen a monarch who has made a mistake. So even though I cannot, even though I must outwardly agree with his decree, it is something that I do believe to be a mistake. So I will continue to align with him as I must, but I trust that you will all do your part to not only keep yourselves safe, but also Princess Ruto.
Yeah. I know she's your and Lido's top priority at the moment. And I'll do my best.
And it is appreciated, and that is all that I can ever ask. And I wish that there was more that I could do. I wish that there was more help that I could give. But I also fear that after our meeting with your brother, eyes will be a little bit more close on me. So
Yeah, I understand that, and I don't want you to do anything that would put you in any sort of danger of earning Ill's wrath.
I appreciate that. And I am trusting in all of you to do what's right. And as an aside, is Deacon still holding him?
Yes.
So with
He's sitting there. He's like, actually, here. Speaking of Deacon, can I just all right. Can I Can I send you a message real
yeah,
quick?
yeah, I got my phone.
Okay. Still typing.
Yes. Okay. Is this what Deacon is saying to him? Or like it in like sending?
I'm yes.
Okay.
Here, give me one more line, okay?
Okay. Okay. So, he looks down at it and he sees Deacon still attached to him, and he kind of like softly but firmly like peels Deacon off of him.
Fair.
So he
Honestly, fair.
and once he does that, he goes in for an embrace with Vivine.
She's gonna hug him back.
And as you're hugging him, you feel what feels like a very like sharpness of breath as you get the impression that he is putting on a strong face to get through this situation, but he is incredibly torn and he is incredibly upset about this, and he, for more on that, give me an insight check.
I give you an inspiration.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Ow, fuck.
All right, let's see that inspiration.
Oh yeah, I'm okay. Sorry. Cough on something. D12. Come on, 12.
15's not terrible.
Yeah.
15 is not all right. So I will say with a 15, what you part of what you gather is that whenever you or anyone has an interaction with Noran, typically he is this very straightforward, very confident person who always seems to know what the right thing to do is. And that might be partially because he does, and it might be just because he's really confident in things that he does and how he presents himself. But in this moment and in this embrace, you feel doubt. But doubt is the only thing I can tell you with a 15.
Okay. In that case, she is going to whisper to him. I promise it will all be right in the end. If it's not alright, then this is not over. I'll handle this. You don't need to be strong through this.
He just kind of pulls you in a little bit more closely and tightly. And you hear another sharp inhale. This one has a little bit of mucus to it as he takes in a sharp breath through his nostrils. And while still embraced, you can feel his head kind of motioning in an up and down, like yes fashion. And he takes just an astonishingly quick moment to recompose himself. And
She's going to start gently rubbing his back and say, don't worry, do what you need to do. Nothing could ever make me think any less of you.
and with that, the typical known persona of Noran returns. And as Noran turns to the rest of the party, he makes gesture towards you, Afine, and says to the rest of the party, "You are all in good hands. You are stronger than I could ever be when you act as a team. I know that in the vast breadth of what is going on, the problems and intricacies of Zora's domain's political landscape might not be what is most important to all of you, but it is important to me. And I know that you have other things that you must tend to. But please do not forget the open business that you have here today. I'm trusting in each and every one of you."
I promise we'll be back before you miss us.
And he kind of looks at you through the corner of his eye and lets out a subtle smirk. And mimes the words, "Too late."
Afine is going to try very hard to hide a blush.
So,
Just to prove it here, Afine says as she takes us one of her braces. My mother made this for me. Hold on to it for a while. I'll be back for it.
and he, right, God damn it, Leto, you son of a bitch. And he puts it on his wrist and kind of rolls it, feeling it, and says, "I will keep it safe."
I know you will. I trust you.
It's all right. I think maybe it's time for the next step. I'm going to let everyone out so you can travel to where you need to travel. I will head to the Adventures Guild to fulfill my directive, and hopefully we will see each other again soon.
Okay, sorry. So yeah. Let's see. Oh, Jesus. Sorry, I should have said that.
Yeah. Okay. Damn it. Did I lose it? Okay. Okay, so yeah,
We start moving them.
yep.
All right. So we walk on out, and we Oh, sorry. What's up?
There is one thing I want to do.
Mhm.
Zorn or Noran goes to the Adventurers Guild, right?
Correct.
Okay. I don't know much about the Adventurers Guild, but in Lito's mind, he waits for Noran to put in the order. He'll go in and see if he can take the Find Ruto quest. Hopefully, going nobody else will have seen it, and he'll be the only person that has it, and be responsible for it. If that makes sense.
All right. So so you hang out and wait for Norin to exit the Adventurers Guild. I'm going to say that this roughly takes an hour from the time that everyone leaves to the time that he finds, like he sits down at the Slumbering Deep Inn and just kind of like starts, getting things together, like doing the sketch and, um, like maybe taking some liberties in the details of the sketch to do his own bit of misleading.
Nice.
And eventually he does go to make his way to the Adventurers Guild. So is there anything that anybody wants to do with this hour? Anything at all? Anything that might
So
take like 40, 50 minutes?
yeah.
Or was that already done?
It was already done.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, the theme is going to be plying the two drunk people with bread and water to try and get them sobered up and alcohol absorbed in other ways.
Okay. So with I would say like the bit of the hour plus the time that it takes, like they are starting to sober up, to the point that like they can walk.
Yeah, that's saying something at this point. Jesus.
Yeah, like they're able to speak with only minor slurring, but they're not necessarily making a lot of sense in the logic of things that they say. Like maybe they talk about like, chemtrails or something, and they're like, "What's a chemtrail?" They're like, yeah. So yeah, you just kind of like they just start like they can speak, but there's no like mental barrier there to be like, oh, maybe I shouldn't talk about this, and they're just talking about anything and everything that comes to mind.
You don't understand. The world is flat. It's on the back of a giant turtle.
Yeah, they're like, how come there's only flat maps of Hyrule and there's no globe?
Got him. Oh shit.
Chemtrails are just farts left by dragons that are trying to control our minds.
Nice.
Just they're coming out with all sorts of weird stuff. But eventually,
Has anyone seen my invisible pants?
Noran does leave the Adventurers Guild, and no, kitty, bye.
Kitty.
No, don't awe him. He's a dick. No, I love him.
Show him. Replace Puck with cat. Progress.
But
Sorry.
where do I think I offended him. Oh, he's over there by my shoes, probably. Probably gonna. Yeah, because that's what you want. After you push a cat away, you want them to go hang out near your shoes, because that's gonna end well. Anyway. Nah. Yeah. So you go into the Adventurers Guild and Lito, take the floor.
I am going to look for anybody that has a new sheet that might have been from what I could see from Norn drawing and everything else, and going up to them and be like, "Want that quest?" And I'll help hand out the posters. I will go to all of the races if they have them and take them, collect them.
All races are present, but the one with the quest is specifically the Zora.
I will specifically go to them and go, "I want that quest. I heard rumors about it, and I want to get that quest as soon as possible."
And he hands you a flyer with a very misleading picture of Princess Ruto drawn on it.
I'm going to kind of go down more and like lean in and be like, "Listen, I'm really having a bad day, and I heard this is like the quest to be. Is there any way you can give me like a head start? Don't give them out for like a couple of days."
And he's like, well, I mean, I do need to send, the flyers to the other Adventurers Guild. So, I mean, it could take...
Can you give me like a couple of days just in case? Because I might have a lead. And listen, I really need this. I've been having some downtime, and I really could use the money. And if you work with me, maybe some money will come back. You know what I mean?
I mean, it sounds like a lot of maybes.
Well, maybes are the best ways to yeses.
I mean, I could maybe misplace these flyers for a
Yes.
couple days.
I would love to give you any kind of rupee that I have, but you look at me. Do I look like I'm rich? That's why I need a couple of days, dude.
What do you got besides a rupee?
I can give him. You have a bunch of flowers that are really smell good. You can make them. How about I can give you a dagger.
What do I need a dagger for?
I could give you some really rare flowers. They're worth money.
I mean, no?
I can give you a scroll.
A piece of parchment?
No, an actual scroll. Like, it's a magical scroll.
And what does it do?
Well, warlocks and clerics can use it. It's a spell called Transfer Pain.
That sounds horrible.
It is a spell under this, though.
Why would I want somebody to feel pain?
No, you won't. Whoever has it, let's say it's a bad guy. You want the bad guy to feel pain.
I mean, I don't deal with a lot of bad
Old
guys.
Bananas too.
That sounds gross.
So,
I can
okay.
give you...
So I couldn't think of what Deacon was doing, but I am nothing if not an incredible salesman. Can I follow him?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Like, I'm not gonna fuck with your plans. I promise. Okay. Like, yeah, okay. Like, I wanna, I just wanna help you sell this if you don't mind. Okay, so I'm thinking like, okay. So what can you just?
Goran tunic.
Ooh. Hey, that's a good start. That's a good start. Hey, can you give me a description of this Zora?
So it's a female Zora. I would say
Okay.
that she's maybe into adulthood. She has really gaudy makeup on and really long, cheap looking nails. And she has a picture on her workstation of herself with what appears to be her daughter.
Aw.
Make you a flower ring crown.
What's with? I don't
Okay,
want. I am not. I don't want flowers. What?
No, for your daughter.
I mean,
Hey,
I mean,
look.
do you have any toys? Anything a kid might like?
What? Well, I mean, a tunic is kind of like a dress. I guess you'd have to downsize it a bit, though.
I can give you a gold circlet.
Gold.
Ooh, that's pretty good. Hey. Yeah. Oh. Okay, do I know if this is actually gold based on our adventures? Or is this like a lie?
circlet.
Sorry, I just need
Oh,
to
the
know this.
gold,
Alright, cool.
gold circlet is actually something I've had for a while. It's literally just sitting in the bag of holding.
Oh, fair. Okay. So. Okay. Alright, so I'm gonna ask her like, okay, you know, let's so if you're looking for something you can use, right? We got the barter system going on. What is it that you do? I've no offense, but I once had somebody work in the Adventurers Guild before as a friend of mine, and they don't pay you enough. It is not appreciated work, unfortunately.
It's a job.
So surely you got a moonlight or something. Oh, I know, but it's not. You know, it's like so you said she's like dressed all gaudy, wearing like fake nails and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm
So-
gonna go for flattery. I'm gonna say surely you have a finer eye for beauty, or that you know that you can appreciate some of this you know the fine fabrics that go into a Goron tunic. It'll protect you from any kind of heat. You know the circlet looks pretty good. Imagine them together, red and gold. Huh?
I mean, I do a little bit of sewing on the side, but my I haven't done it in a while because my thing broke. That I out of game don't know what it's called.
Oh, like your stand.
Yeah, like that like model kind of thing that you put it on and make alterations.
Oh,
The mannequin?
mannequin.
Oh, the mannequin. Right. Okay.
Yeah, like that.
I know this because I listened to a band that's based on mannequins. Anyway. Yeah. So. Yeah. If you had to junk that, I mean, I nudge Lito, and you know.
You could put it back together.
Put what together?
You said
Oh,
your
my-
mannequin was broken. I could fix it.
I don't have it here.
Oh.
I mean,
You bring it here, and then I could fix it. I don't want to be like that creepy person that has to follow you home. I just want to be the cool adventurer who goes, "Yes, I fixed stuff, and now that would be cool."
Should you have one in the bag? Oh, sorry. I'm
Mannequin?
on. Yeah.
No mannequins in the bag.
She's like, I feel we're getting a little sidetracked here.
We're looking for a way to make this possible. And we're just throwing out ideas here. So,
You
unfortunately, don't have any toys.
don't have toys. You don't have rupees. You don't have
Go circlet.
a mannequin,
Orange
which is
tunic.
a slightly weird thing to point out that you don't have a mannequin, but I'd imagine most people don't readily carry mannequins on them.
True, they are kind of notoriously hard to find.
Well, I mean, I guess. Uh, it sound. I mean, it sounds like the best thing you have to offer is the circlet.
Okay. How much time will that buy me?
Is it really real gold?
Yes, it's real gold.
All right.
Do you have any idea what the value on it is, or is that one of those like mystery items?
It's one of the items that I got it during our time in between.
Ah, mystery item. I see.
Let me
I
see.
also have an ornamental dagger that I can give you.
I have a little girl at home.
Yeah, protection.
No, I'm not. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna leave a dagger lying around.
Well, it's a really cool looking dagger, though. Only use
That-
it for special
Ah,
That
occasions. Like,
doesn't help.
okay, I can give you a
Sorry.
basket.
Oh,
Basket. Put the Zoran tunic in it. Put the gold circlet in it.
hmm. Hmm. I mean, you're talking my language. You,
Um, I have
I'll,
something that I don't want to give away, but I'll offer it. I have a mask of a Ruto. Pretty cool looking.
of a Ruto?
Rito.
Oh, Rito.
Like, you know the bird people? Rito.
It's quite the Freudian slip,
Sorry.
buddy. I said that out of character.
Rito. Sorry, Rito.
She goes, okay, I'll tell you what.
Okay.
How about this?
Thank you.
You take that basket and you put in the tunic, the circlet, and the mask.
Okay.
And I will
Okay.
hold, not only will I hold, I'll misplace this for a week, but I'll even tell you who is going to be transporting the paperwork.
Okay.
All right. So,
I get the basket. I
Mhm.
put the tunic. I put the mask, and I put the gold circlet.
okay. So, she takes it and she takes the big pile and she kind of like tucks it under the desk. She goes, okay, so here's the deal. In a week's time, there's going to be a small kokiri. It's going to look like a child. He's going to look like a child. But I promise you, he is not a child. And he's going to make the rounds and deposit all of these flyers to the Adventurers Guild around Hyrule. Okay?
Okay.
He travels on a white pony with a pink mane. And he will be here in a week's time when we first open at 9 a.m. If you just so happen to find him on the road, and for whatever reason he cannot deliver these flyers, I mean, it's out of my hands. I've done everything that I can do.
Can I roll an insight here? Like, is she trying to set us up or him up?
Give me insight.
Do I still have my advantage from earlier?
Yeah.
Cool, thank you. Wow. Wow. 7. Sorry, I should have said that out loud.
Okay.
I really don't want to keep that. And I'm gonna forward you some coins. We'll take care of that after the session. These are coming from me personally.
All right. Personal
'Cause,
bank.
I need to know. Okay, 23
23.
total.
Okay.
I will pay you for these after.
Okay. So honestly, she couldn't care less about either part of the situation. She's not necessarily
Nice.
trying to set you up, nor is she necessarily trying to set up this Kokiri who's going to make the deliveries. She has gotten paid, and she has gotten paid well. So in receiving well payment, she is divulging the necessary information that if something were to happen outside of Zora's domain, she could easily claim plausible deniability. You know, somebody on the
True. I
road
do love saying plausible deniability.
I do. So like somebody on the road got robbed. It happens. Like, what are you gonna do?
Huh. Yeah, it's almost like there's a Deku running around who tends to shoot people on the road. Anyway, sorry.
They have a banana tree though.
That's true. Just say the horse's mane is banana colored and they're all dead. Don't believe it. Anyway, sorry.
You're ruining my joke because the horse's name is Banana Tree.
Damn it! Amazing. I love it.
So, yeah. So she has taken payment. She has given the information that you require. You now have a week's time to take care of what you need to take care of, as well as potentially intercept this traveler out on the road.
All right.
So,
Next step.
Alright.
Let's go to the beach.
Okay.
Just need to go out of town to find a tree.
Word. Oh, I was still gonna. Here. Can we repart with the rest of the party? Like, as they sober up and stuff? And I'll take us to Kakariko and such? And then we go to there?
Yeah.
And we drop off Amati first then. Right? Does that sound okay?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Okay. So we'll meet up with Afine and Matu and Piro. And yeah, I'll ask if everybody's ready to go to Kakariko. Or if there's anything they want to take care of here before we go. Matu is going to say, well, I could she's gonna say, well, I could definitely use something to help with the hangover I'm going to have in 2 or 3 hours when this wears off all the way. So that'll be fantastic. So yeah, Kakariko sounds perfect. I hear they grow special herbs that help with that kind of thing.
Okay.
So yeah. Did you guys have anything you wanted to do before then? Just making sure before I teleport us under. Okay, then I teleport us to Kakariko Village. We all kind of appear around the well.
All right, Kakariko
Yeah.
Village, here we come.
Fuck. Okay, never mind.
Kakariko Village. Bam.
Oh, I remember them.
What was this? Oh, that's. Oh, that was cool. Sorry, I'm looking at like I found an old picture that I was potentially going to use for a turbay in the one shot.
Oh, nice.
Actually, you know what? Fuck it. You guys want to say? Because I mean,
Yeah.
it's a moot picture now.
Yeah, sounds cool.
Let me get it over.
Oh, cool. What the fuck?
Yeah, that was going to be a turbay.
Damn.
It hasn't transferred over
Nice.
to
Oh
the
wait,
stream.
all
Still
right.
looking
Let
at
me.
just the picture of us.
There we go. Is that better? That's better, right? Yeah.
We see a turbay, yes.
That was going to be a turbay. But that was
Damn.
before I
Those
decided that I was
incredible.
going to go with all AI generated characters. But first, one of the first concept arts of a turbay. All right, now let me take you back over to Kakariko. I just like I have like a ton of stuff that's just kind of like not in use. That's still kind of like in this program, and every once in a while I'll find like a piece. I'm like, oh, I remember that.
I feel that, man.
Yeah. All right, Kakariko. Here we go.
So, all right. So,
Where are we going
all
to
right.
put her? Machu? Where are we putting a Machu?
Actually, that's a good point. Oh. I'm going to I'm gonna cast sending on Guru Guru. I'm gonna be like, hey Dad, I could really use your help right about now. We're in Kakariko Village Square by the well. Can you come?
It's like, oh, if I knew you were coming, I would have baked something. I'll be right there.
Oh.
So,
I gotta ask.
Yeah.
In the meantime, I gotta ask, Lito, why did you want to keep the mannequin?
You don't have a mannequin. I was gonna
What?
fix it for her.
No, we have the mannequin that you got from the water temple. You put it in your bag of holding.
I mean the puppet.
Oh, is that not a mannequin? Thought it was a
It's a
mannequin.
puppet that was being used by Amatu's Skulltula form. So it would have had joints where the mannequins are normally either straight up or down or moved.
Gotcha. Okay, I didn't realize that. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Anyway. Huh. Okay. My next question is: do you have plans for those papers?
No, not really. I was just gonna hold on to them until I can destroy them somewhere quietly.
That's fair. Do you mind if I take them to at least practice on, for my like forgery and stuff? Because I could probably get a good copy of any handwriting that's on this. Like, can you describe the wanted posters to me?
Guess that would be Puck.
Sorry, yeah, that's what I mean.
I was chewing. Yeah. So
Once you pop, you just can't stop.
seriously. Okay. So the I don't. Okay. So what do you want to know about the wanted posters?
Like, do they have any kind of like handwriting or signature on them?
the handwriting that is present on the wanted poster is not so much handwriting as much as it is like a form. So in terms of wanted
Okay.
posters, what happens is the wanted poster itself, whenever anybody provides a situation like that, the poster itself is like a pre-existing form. The only thing that changes on it is the picture and the picture, the value, and the condition, meaning dead or alive or whatever combination. And
Gotcha.
those wanted
There's
posters.
no like sorry.
Yeah, so like when those wanted posters are produced, they're kind of like produced in like a paper press or mill type way, where there's
Gotcha.
very little
Wasn't sure if
handwriting
we
to
reached
it.
that point of technology yet. Gotcha. Okay, that's good to know. Damn. All right. So there's no like form of royal seal or what have you of the Adventurers Guild or otherwise.
I mean, there would probably be like an Adventurers Guild seal to it to be, state like a certain degree of officialness to it, but generally who wants or who sets the task or bounty is kept often private, unless it is found out.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Gotcha. So wait, they bring it back to the Adventurers Guild if they have the head or whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Okay, all right, that makes sense. Sorry, it's been so long. I don't know how the Adventurers work in this, how the Adventurers Guild works in this iteration, so I had to be sure.
Yeah, it works
Just-
slightly different. Like in the first iteration of the Adventurers Guild, the only people who could put out tasks for the Adventurers Guild were the royal families. But in
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so now technically anybody can. So the privacy of who creates the bounty is often private. So like you were there, so
Gotcha.
like you guys know that it was Ill who set the bounty, but had you not been there, it would just look like a normal somebody putting a hit out on somebody type deal. Like there's no information like this person is a criminal, this person owes me money, there's absolutely no justification or reasoning on the bounty itself. It's simply the picture, the condition, which in Princess Ruto's case is dead or alive, and then the bounty, which is 100,000 rupees. I think I said 100,000.
Okay.
Deacon,
Yeah.
how good are you with forgery?
It's literally like, oh my god, you've never seen me do it.
No, I haven't.
Oh,
So
fuck.
here's the idea. We take the flyers and maybe either make the picture look a little different or maybe add another 0 after the last 0, and then we actually give them to the Adventurers Guild. Because then they're going to have flyers that say it's 1,000,000 rupees. We'll have people going crazy, and when they can't find it, and these new flyers come, say 100,000, people are going to be like, why the heck should I waste my time? Where's the rest of the money that they were going to give?
That's interesting. I don't like that. I gotta
We have a week, remember?
Yeah.
That's a week that we
Yeah.
could reproduce copies of them. And since we're already here, we can give some out here. We could put some in Castletown. We could go to Goron Village and do it.
I have an idea. Here, let me think. I think if I'm gonna pick anything, I would say the 0 thing is Uh, like I guess huh. I kind of like the idea of making them look different, like just because like I can kind of play with that a little bit, and like we could have a bunch of ones that all look different, and then it like, you know, it throws a wrench into it that's a little bigger than just the financial thing. Because like the
We need
financial
to.
thing is like, oh sorry,
Sorry, we need to kind of give like 10 or 20 that look the same to each guild, so that way
yeah,
they
yeah,
don't freak out. We can't just do
definitely.
different ones for every single one. Otherwise, that would get really, really hazy.
No, definitely. But what I mean is like yeah, like if I just like if I take like 20 of these and I like doctor them slightly, we have a better option of like causing like plausible deniability. Like I don't think causing chaos is a good idea for anyone. I think giving plausible deniability is the most important thing we can do here. Like this way, it benefits all parties in a little kind of way. Like it's like this way, like even if something happens, we are then in the situation where they're not going to know what happened to who or why. You know what I mean? Like
Okay.
they're not going to be able to track down like who did what to which poster. So for all they know, this is like vandalism, which is still a crime, but at the same time, it's like less of a crime. Like it's like it's less of a crime than what will happen to Ruto if she's caught. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense to you guys?
I sorry, I'm a little confused. I'm so sorry.
We're going
No,
to
it's all right.
get forgeries out of the poster
Yeah. So
using the real posters.
yeah. So my thought is that like um um how do I put this? Uh
It's like a misdirection.
Okay.
so like yeah, I'm sorry. I'm trying to like yeah, so it's like misdirection and like just subtle misdirection. Because like we've already got to the point where the photos or where the images are like about the wrong person. So if we do just like one or two like extra features like a mole or something that we do like consistently on a couple of them, then it's like you could adequately explain like differences that will confuse people a little bit because it'll be like, but it's also like plausibly deniable in terms of like wear and tear. Somebody spilled ink on it. Some 10-year-old Deku scrub was playing around with crayons. You know what I mean? But like, yeah. So does you know, does everything make sense? Like yeah.
Yeah, sorry. No, that makes sense now. I just sorry had to step away for a little bit and came back as
Oh,
sorry.
I'm sorry. I didn't realize. I'm so sorry. Um, I'm sorry. Yeah, I didn't realize.
No, it's fine. No.
Uh,
Really, it's fine.
okay.
I'm so sorry. For...
That's okay. Okay. So, yeah. So I
It's an
feel like
idea.
yeah, I feel like we could think on it, like, maybe, over like next session or something, we could like finesse this a little bit more. Let's do that some time to like imagine alternate Ruto. It's like, I don't know, just a thought. Unless you have any ideas, it's like I like a mole, but I do like the idea of like trying to make this look like something that could be like an ink spill or something like that at the same time, because like that way, plausible deniability is always a wrench in the works. I don't know. But that might just be me overthinking it.
So me, change eye color, make her lose some teeth.
Yeah, that's a good one. Missing tooth is a good one. Yeah, okay. I like
She
that.
could
Yeah,
also
that, 'cause
have like ceremonial like stripes on her face.
um I would probably swing. I really like missing teeth, and I really like different eye color. And it's like if we make it look like her she's got like larger pupils or something, and then like we block out some teeth with just black ink. It's like this looks like kind of spilled ink, in the same way that it's just black ink. So yeah, I think that's kind of a winner actually. So yeah, I'm gonna be thinking about that, kind of like having a slightly under the table discussion with my party members. Um, and
So now we have that plan. So are we waiting on your dad?
yes, Guru. Um, yeah, we're waiting on him to come. Because I'm going to ask him to shelter Amatu for a little while until she's like ready to be the sage.
So do you think it'll take like, I don't know, 10, 11 minutes?
Probably.
Sure.
And if I'm allowed, there is one other thing that I want to do.
Okay.
So I am going to focus and I need to grow some herbs. 10 rupees worth, basically,
Okay.
of herbs. Because I would like to ritually cast Find Familiar.
Mm.
All
Because
right.
I picked that spell up the last time I leveled up.
Very nice.
Is it 10? Is it?
It's 10 gold pieces, so I guess it's 100 rupees
Yeah.
worth of.
Let's-
So 100 rupees worth of herbs I need to create. And with Druidcraft, I think I can do that. It might take a little bit, but I could do that.
Okay. Um. It. Yeah. Fuck it. Sounds good.
So that is what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to ritual cast Find Familiar, which takes 11 minutes, but I can do it.
All right. And
I make a little mound out of the herbs, so that way when they, burn, they burn to like a cluster
Hot box.
kind of type thing. But when they're done, my ultimate goal is that it will then crumble away and reveal what I've summoned.
what have you summoned?
Little owl. Because the owls are the best summons. For now, at least it's an owl.
Okay. You have summoned an owl familiar.
Ooh, I got an owl.
All right. As the owl is like starting to emerge from the ash, you hear. You know what? Do we have it? Do we? Sorry, I'm blocking you out, Lito.
Damn, I don't have the Song of Storms on here.
That's-
Shit, I should have thought about that.
How did you not have the one thing that I would just spontaneously choose to like pull out of thin air? God damn.
I know, right? What the fuck?
Okay, so
Especially since it's the best song.
I know.
Bro.
So you hear with increasing volume as he starts coming down Kakariko Village to meet you at the well. You can hear the Song of Storms being played as Guru. Eventually, you see sight of him as he is merrily walking down the pathway, cranking his music box, very happy to see his old friend and son and sometimes accomplice, Deacon. Yes. So,
Sorry, I was trying to trying to get that sound uploaded, but it's not working.
You go, hey, Deacon, it's your dad.
Ooh, okay, sorry. As I suddenly hear him out of the like out of like the back of my mind, like I'm snapped from my reverie as I upload the Song of Storms to the soundboard. I said, excellent. I'm gonna use this for okay. To-do list. Add all of the rest of them. Done. Okay. Sorry. Okay. So, all right. Perfect. So, Deacon is overjoyed, and like, for as much as he's been forced to mature by circumstance, like, there's a certain little bit of like wide, starry-eyed innocence. Like, you see, he even like slips off the ring, like whether he's thinking about it or not, and like goes back to like green leaves. The thorns kind of recede. Like, and suddenly for just a moment, he's just a kid holding a toy sword again. As he goes up and nice, hell yeah. As he goes up and he wraps Guru Guru in a big hug. He's like, Dad, it's so good to see you again. It's been so long. Wow, too long, too long. Good to see you. Yes.
And he like ruffles the top of your feathers on top of your head and says, "My, you've grown."
Yeah, I'm 3 foot 3 inches now. He nods. Last time he was 3 foot even.
You are sprouting up.
Yeah. I'm even getting. I've been making sure I get lots of sun to my leaves. Working out really well.
Oh,
Um, hey, hey, I met someone. I think he was a friend of yours. I want to show him Ruru's bow.
all right. So breaking out the bow,
Yup.
and his he gazes upon it, and even if just for a moment, like you see a not physically, but you see a younger Guru as he looks upon this bow, and just the memories and the thoughts come back to him, and he looks at the bow and he looks at Deacon and he says, "You have been out adventuring, haven't you?"
Deku nods emphatically, and he gestures to Leto and Afine. And I imagine Gully's somewhere in the background too. It's like looking stoic.
He says, "I always knew that you were too big for this little village."
Deku smiles, and he nods, and he like kind of pulls Amatu over, who's like, she's like looking a little nervous because like she remembers kind of how Deku gets when it comes to Kakariko. You know what I mean? Like, not that she's like nervous that anything bad's gonna happen, but it's just like, we're doing this again, huh? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So she, and also because like the last thing that she remembers was like, when I had to like convince the town that he wasn't a zombie in a bad way. If you remember what I mean? Yeah. So there was that. So like she's just like, like you see that she kind of like looks around, like she's like not sure what's gonna happen, and when nobody is like paying it any mind, she like kind of eases down a little bit, and she raises like a hand and nods like, hey, good to see you. I'm glad you're doing well. I knew Deku and we're old friends and stuff. These are his new friends, but I'm his old friend. So yeah, yeah. And she kind of like just kind of like nods and looks thoughtful. So Deku like essentially man, what else would he do? Um, God. So I'm gonna ask him what's going on with him
All right.
for a change.
So Guru looks to Amatu and says, "Well, any friend of Deacon's, old or new, is a friend of mine and welcome here." He says, "I am Guru. And what is your name?"
She smiles and she reaches out to like shake his hand. And she says, "My name's Amatu. It's nice to meet you. I've heard a lot about you."
And he puts his hands to shake hers and holds it for an extra brief moment. Goes, "Amatu. I feel like I've heard that name before."
She smiles and gives kind of like a half shrug, and she nods. She's like, "Yeah, I get that sometimes. It's maybe it's a popular name in adventuring types, but
Oh, well, I don't get out too much. My adventuring days are behind me. Um, but
I like. I just realized that like he's the bard in the adventuring party like 25 years ago, and then like Ruru was the archer. Like he was the ranger. Oh man,
yeah,
that's awesome.
and it's all just a distant memory at this point. He
Yup.
Guru
Damn.
Guru has conceded to his fate and his life of comfort, and he is happy to step aside for the new generation, um, much differently in a way than Crow has.
Fair. Oh my god. Oh my god. As it all clicks. Oh my god.
So, um,
And Crow was the rogue. I see.
so Amatu, not Amatu, so Guru, like, at this point he's just pretty, like, consistently just nodding his head. Like, he stopped, like, cranking his music box, but you can tell, like, the song is still going on as he's, like, it's just
Just
there.
in there until the end of time.
Yeah. And so it's like, so, what would, such a well-traveled adventuring party want to come to Kakariko Village for?
Well, tell you the truth, we're in kind of a difficult spot right now. Our you know how adventuring kind of goes, and sometimes things don't go as well as you want them to go, or as well as you try to make them go. So to make a very long story of into a very short story, which is something I'm getting better at. Amatu really needs a place to stay and like lay low for a while. And I don't know of many safer places than here. And I figured she'd be well taken care of and well have something more useful going on for her here than anywhere else I could stick her.
Well, before I allow such a thing to happen, I have one very important question to ask you, Amatu. And he gets a very he gets like a sternness to his face and a very focused, bit to his stare as he looks to Amatu and says, "Tell me, Amatu,
Looks very serious.
what is your favorite instrument?"
Actually, she has one.
She does.
Yeah, fuck. Shit. Fuck. Sweating intensifies. I think it's the God. Is it? It's not the Oh man. God. Ah. Fuck. Why don't I know this? It's been so long. It's not the flute. It's like it's not the ocarina. It's like man, what is it? The mandolin? No, so it's not in Matu. Fucking hell. Fuck, it's been so long. It's been too long. My God. I'm God. Damn. I don't know. I mean I like out of character. I don't know what it used to be. I'm just gonna say well I've always been partial to what's the most Zora instrument? The harp. But I also like a good flute.
The harp and the flute are very intricate and beautiful sounding instruments. And I
Smiles
think
and nods.
that either of those, along with my music box, will make for excellent jamming sessions.
Hell yeah. She smiles and like goes for the bro fist.
Pound.
Little like Deku has little sparkles in his eyes. Yay.
And he says, "Come, come. You will stay with me, and I will tell you stories of before your old friend was a new friend."
Ooh. Man. Yeah, she grins and kind of like ruffles Dekun's leaves as she like approaches Guru to like stand beside him, and she has like a smile. She's sobering up. She does have a bit of a headache, but like I imagine just no.
Part of the reason she couldn't decide between a flute and a harp.
Pretty much, yeah. Like, oh man, what even is an instrument anymore? Fuck, like that kind of
the
thing.
First thing that came to mind.
Literally, yeah. So, yeah. Just gonna, say I'd love to hear those. To be honest, sounds like it'll be a blast. Thanks, I appreciate it.
And then he turns to the rest of the party and says, "All of you, come. We will rest. We will enjoy our night. And I will tell you what happened after Deacon saw London and France." And then he leans over to Amato and he goes, "I'll give you a hint. It was his underpants."
God. Excellent. She laughs.
So,
God.
This sounds like
cute.
a great place to stop for the night. I feel like it's been a minute since we have ended a session on a bright positive note like this. Being that we have been dungeon delving and resurrecting, and sometimes it's good to just see old friends and catch up and be reinvigorated and reminded
Definitely.
what it really is that made
Gotta
you
remember what you're fighting for.
That's right. Absolutely. So, thank you for everyone tuning in. Again, this we don't usually broadcast 2 weeks in a row, but we did. So thank you for tuning in with us for the 2 week bit. Next week we will have our campaign chat. So we will have 2 weeks of stuff to go over, or we can go over none of it at all. It really doesn't matter because that is the beauty of our campaign chats. We can talk about anything we want, and the person who will be busiest in there is Lido as he furiously types
That's
to
true.
disclaim every single thing that we say when we get it about. So Lido,
Correct.
thank you
He's
for that.
Yeah. Yes, thank you, Lido.
And I look
Your
forward to it.
conscience.
So again, thank you everyone for tuning in. It has been a blast of a session, and I look forward to more continued episodes. Again, just a heads up, I will try my best to get this uploaded by Thursday, if not, most definitely Friday. And if not, then Saturday, like whatever. I will. We usually we try to post as best as we can on our Discord server and our Facebook page whenever the episodes do go live on those sites, or when they go live on YouTube. I will wholeheartedly admit Lido is much better posting on the Facebook page than I am posting on the Discord, but I will try my best. And so if you are not on either of those things, be sure to join our Discord, like our Facebook page, and follow, or I don't know, just go check out our link tree and
Leave a comment, hit that subscribe bell, ring that notification button.
just
Generics.
go and click everything, just for good measure, and then
Only once.
Yes, only once.
Otherwise,
Don't
you are
unclick it.
clicking away from us.
Unclicking is bad, but go and click everything once, and you'll get all of our good stuff, and you'll be up to date and receive all the information that we post. So, I know I can never say this enough, but thank you again, and we will see you next week. So, thank you everybody, and bye.
Hi.
Bye.